From Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, Texas, we welcome you to the 2019 Heritage Bowl. Today's game features the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders taking on the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Franklin alongside Taylor McHargue, former Rice University quarterback. And today, Taylor, we've got a pretty interesting Division II bowl game, one of only four that Division II has. And we've got two teams who kind of throw the clock back a few years. They like to run the football and not throw it all over the place.
That's right. In this day and age where it's all about air raid and throwing the ball around, you've got a triple option team in Eastern New Mexico and then a very balanced offense with Southern Arkansas. And so very exciting matchup here today.
It'll be very entertaining indeed. So some keys to look for in today's ball game. First of all, for the Mule Riders from Southern Arkansas, what are they going to have to do?
Yeah, for Southern Arkansas, they want to start fast, score early. They're outscoring their opponents almost 2-1 in the first half of their games so far this season. Play balanced offense. They're the best when they're about 50-50 in their play calling. And then force third and long on Eastern New Mexico as an option offense. They're not designed to pick up third and long.
As for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds, their approach will be a little bit different.
That's right. For them, they want to slow the game down. They want to make sure that they limit Southern Arkansas's possessions and then convert in the red zone, score touchdowns. And then the last piece for them on defense is make Southern Arkansas become one-dimensional, make them have to throw the ball. They're a successful rushing team as well.
Couple of players to keep your eyes on in today's ball game. First of all, for Southern Arkansas is their junior quarterback, Hayden Mallory.
Yeah, Hayden Mallory stepped in really nicely in his first year as their starting quarterback, over 2,200 yards passing and 19 touchdowns, and efficient passer of the football.
And that running game for Eastern New Mexico goes through the fullback, and that is Paul Terry.
That's right, Paul Terry, over 1,700 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns, is the second leading rusher in all of Division II and is a really exciting player.
We're getting set for a very entertaining ball game today in the 2019 Heritage Bowl. It's Southern Arkansas 8-3 on the year against Eastern New Mexico 7-4. And we'll come back with the opening kickoff for today's ball game right after this timeout.
Hello, I'm Mayor Don Denbo, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Corsicana, a city of diverse population and a proud history. We feature a low cost of living, access to many forms of transportation to major cities, as well as being a unique mix of both urban and rural environments. Corsicana has it all. Businesses and families looking to relocate to the area will discover a wealth of opportunities, including a thriving industrial and commercial center, along with an educational system designed to help students of all levels to succeed. Corsicana is also home to Richland Chambers, the third largest lake in Texas, gorgeous parks, renowned museums, and a host of community events and festivals held throughout the year. Whatever the reason it is that you are coming to Corsicana, we invite you to enjoy it. We preserve tomorrow as we're working for today.
And you're back here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, Texas, as we get ready for the opening kickoff at today's ball game, the 2019 Heritage Bowl, Southern Arkansas against Eastern New Mexico. And Eastern New Mexico, the Greyhounds are going to get the ball to start the ball game. And they will be defending the end zone to your left as you look, and they'll be dressed in the green uniforms. And right there, kicking off for Southern Arkansas is going to be Austin Wilkerson, their sophomore place kicker, number 14. Southern Arkansas in the white jerseys, blue trousers, and blue helmets. It's pretty easy to distinguish these two teams as we come along in today's ball game. Back deep to receive for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds, Dexter Carter and Johnny Smith. We're just about ready for action. Driving this one down the field. And will be taken at the goal line and out over the 20 out to about the 21-yard line before being upended and knocked off his feet. Andrew Pierce making the tackle against Zachary Fields, who is back deep. And there's your quarterback for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds, Wyatt Strand, redshirt senior, 6'1", 200-pounder out of Logan, New Mexico. Completed 52% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions but he's rushed the ball for nearly 900 yards on the season. Triple option flex bone attack. First give is to Paul Terry. Terry will get forward for about 3 yards out to short of the 25-yard line. Terry, a 5'9", 200-pound senior from Randall High School in Amarillo.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're going to see from Eastern New Mexico all day. They want to establish physicality up front and make sure that they're picking up 3 to 4 yards each play and avoid those second and long and especially third and long situations.
Second down and 7 from the 24-yard line. And Mallory will keep. He's got some running room to the center of the field, out to midfield. Now coming toward the near sideline, trying to stiff arm a defender away, Shaky Robinson. It'll get all the way to the 45-yard line, maybe the 44 in Southern Territory.
Wyatt Strand is a really good rusher of the football. Obviously, we talked about Paul Terry in the opening, and the second leading rusher in all of Division II. He's going to get a lot of attention, but Wyatt Strand is a guy, he's also got 834 yards coming in on the year and 11 touchdowns, and that's just a little bit of what you see is really good decision-making, decisive, get downhill, make one cut and go. Really nice rush there from Wyatt Strand.
35 yards on that running play. 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. They have crossed midfield. A little toss play to Terry. He's got some room on the edge. And he'll run through a couple of defenders and get nearly first down yardage to the 35 and close to the 34-yard line.
And there you see again, positive movement. Really nice job on the edge with the cut block. Get it to Paul Terry in space and let him pick up 8 or 9 yards.
So the triple option attack giving a little trouble to Southern Arkansas. It is an offense that they have faced before. They faced it in week number 3, one of their losses this year to Hardwick. So they're not totally unfamiliar, but it's different in this day and age to play this triple option attack. They played that one very well defensively as they tried to get the wingback coming in on the inside. Got very little, if any, yardage at all for Johnny Smith.
And that's a really nice job there by Malik Preston, timing up his blitz, getting through the A-gap. And this is what you got to do if you're Southern Arkansas. You got to disrupt the timing of these meshes with the fullback on the dive, and then play downhill. And then the last piece, have really sound tackling if you want to slow down a triple option attack.
So no gain on that play. It'll set up 3rd down and 1 from the 35-yard line. Remember, lost even a half a yard on that play. Smith goes in motion. They'll give it to Terry straight ahead. Ducks underneath and gets inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Paul Terry with a 9-yard pickup and keeps the drive alive for Eastern New Mexico.
And here you see they're going to use him on the fullback dive here, going straight ahead. Slowing that down is really just about physicality and getting push if you're Southern Arkansas. Nice job there by Eastern New Mexico picking up another 1st down.
A nice little drive here, 2.5 minutes in. This will be the 6th play of the drive that started back at their own 21-yard line. Option play. They'll toss it to Terry. Trying to get to the edge. Running out of room. No, check it. That's Johnny Smith and not Terry. And he'll get to the 25-yard line. Got a couple on that play to keep the forward progress going. Tackled there by the safety Brock Floyd, who's had an outstanding year, the sophomore from Frisco, Texas.
And although he didn't make the tackle, number 37, Lamontrick Turner, does a really nice job of shedding his block and making them bounce this. That's a really nice job by Lamontrick Turner there.
2nd down and 8. Ball to 25 in Southern Arkansas territory. Terry slants off the right side. He'll pick up maybe 3 yards to the 22-yard line. And that'll going to leave them with a 3rd down and about 5.
Good sure tackle there by Brock Floyd, like we talked about. Slowing this down really comes down to sure tackling, because once they get in space, if you let one missed tackle happen, they're going to really burn you.
Big 3rd down play here for Eastern New Mexico. On the season, 44% on 3rd down. Manyweather goes in motion. He got the toss, trying to cut inside, lowers the shoulder, should have the 1st down at the 15-yard line. Justin Manyweather, the junior from Fullerton, California.
This is a good job on the edge as well by Johnny Smith with the cut block. That's what you need to see if you're a receiver in a triple option attack. You've got to be able to get down and dirty and make those cut blocks happen to extend runs.
So the drive stays alive. Approaching 4.5 minutes into the drive that started back at their own 21. Now down at the 15-yard line in Southern Arkansas territory. 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Strand will keep. Has some daylight inside the 10. Got to the 8, maybe the 7-yard line. Wyatt Strand showing you he can run the football and be a threat in this triple option attack.
Nice physical run there by Wyatt Strand. You see it again. He's decisive. Pulls it on the dive and gets downhill right away. You're not going to see a lot of left to right out of him. And this is exactly what Eastern New Mexico wanted in this opening drive. Long, sustained drive that hopefully ends in points here for them.
2nd down and 2 now from the 7-yard line. Greyhounds have kept this Southern Arkansas Mule Rider defense off balance. Straight ahead handoff and getting to the 2 and maybe the 1-yard line goes Paul Terry.
And right now you're seeing it from Eastern New Mexico up front. A lot of push. That initial surge is Eastern New Mexico pushing back Southern Arkansas, getting all the way down to the 1-yard line here.
Now can they punch it in? Terry on the season, only 14 touchdowns. I would think he would be a likely candidate. However, Strand has 11. Terry the fullback. In motion goes Smith. Give it to Terry. Following the block of the right guard, Velishi Fishiahi. And into the end zone for a touchdown is Paul Terry on a 1-yard drive. A 79-yard march for this Eastern New Mexico Greyhound team to put the first points up on the board at 6-0.
And if you're Eastern New Mexico, you couldn't have dialed it up any better. Come all the way down the field, a 6-minute drive that ends in a touchdown, get on the board early. Really all you could have asked for if you're Eastern New Mexico.
Tyler Vargas will be on to try the point after. 41 out of 42 this season. Good snap and blocked. The hold was a little bit iffy. And that's a new holder in today's ball game. Holding, the usual holder is wide receiver.
And with 9 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play, our score.
And that's James Lopez who was in. He couldn't quite get it up, and so the point after try was blocked. So our score with 9:02 to play here in the opening quarter is Eastern New Mexico 6 and Southern Arkansas nothing. 11-play drive, covered 79 yards, and took 5 minutes and 58 seconds off the clock. You couldn't ask for anything more if you are head coach Kelly Lee, could you?
No, not at all. And then if you're Wyatt Strand, 2 attempts for 40 yards rushing on that opening drive. And obviously we see that Paul Terry coming into the game is the guy that's going to have everybody's attention. But Wyatt Strand did a really nice job on a couple of those, being really decisive off of the fullback dive, getting downhill and getting positive yardage. And we said it already, but Eastern New Mexico, that's exactly what you would have hoped for in the initial possession. Come out, establish yourself, establish that physicality, and put points on the board early.
So Vargas will kick off for Eastern New Mexico. And Malik Darty and Sir Charles Perkins back deep for the Mule Riders. Be taken at about the 8-yard line. And coming across the 30 out to about the 32-yard line, and that is to Kendrick Bender. Bender with a nice little kickoff return, and so good starting field position for the Mule Riders from Southern Arkansas. Will be led out by their junior quarterback Hayden Mallory, completing 65% of his passes for over 2,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the season.
And like we talked about in the opening with Hayden Mallory, very efficient quarterback, and they are clicking when this offense is balanced both in the pass game and in the run game.
So Mallory will have Washington back there, and the first handoff does not go to Washington. It's Sir Charles Perkins who got the start for Cordavian Washington, and stopped for a 2-yard loss is Perkins, and is Jamar Claiborne, who's in fast to make the 2-yard stop.
Really nice job by Jamar there, getting through upfield, disrupt this, because they had a timing with the motion coming, and he did a really nice job disrupting that and blowing it up for a stop.
They'll go pistol formation this time with a triangle wide receivers to the bottom of the formation. And it'll be a handoff, and Perkins again will slant over the right side and pick up about 3 out to the 33-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and long for Southern Arkansas.
Yeah, early on seeing really nice push from Eastern New Mexico, getting upfield and disrupting some of the timing that Southern Arkansas is trying to have with this rushing attack early on. Let's see what they have here for a 3rd and long situation.
Sente Walker up from his safety spot to make that tackle. Walker, a guy who missed a bunch of games in the middle of the season, came back and played the final 2 and has been a welcome return for defensive coordinator Mike Walton and the Greyhounds. 3rd and long. And the first pass of the ball game is over the middle and caught. The ball is caught by the tight end Dalton Wright, 6-foot senior. And that's good for a 1st down as they move it out to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, this is a simple seam route with your tight end, and this is a nice, easy read for the quarterback because it's right in his field of vision. Nice pitch and catch there to pick up a long 3rd down and extend this drive. That's one of the keys if you're facing an option attack, is you do not want to have, after a scoring possession, a 3 and out in your offense after defense have to come back on the field.
So new set of downs for the Mule Riders. Running play to the right side. Again, they're having trouble getting this running game going. Perkins stuffed again after a gain of about 1. We'll go back to the catch by Dalton Wright. One of the great tidbits that head coach Bill Keppel gave me was when they recruited him as a running back linebacker type. And he said when he got here to Southern Arkansas, he ate himself into being a tight end. He's now up to 265 pounds.
And that's a great job by the coaching staff to say, hey, you know what, we're going to figure out a way to move you around. And but yeah, that does happen where guys get there and they end up being a little bigger than you thought they were going to be.
2nd down and 9. Play fake. Mallory throws complete right at the midfield stripe. And it is caught there by Michael Ingram. Ingram, a senior from Fayetteville, Arkansas, his 13th catch of the year right there. Ooh, that one slid a little bit. You could see that the Greyhounds thought maybe it might have gotten through his hands and hit the ground, but the officials say no, he kept control.
And that's what you want to see if you're Southern Arkansas, is making sure that you pick up those nice, easy completions that get you to 3rd and short, because those 3rd and long scenarios, those are challenging for your offensive coordinator.
That's 3rd down and 3. And they go Wildcat with O.B. Jones, and he'll be stopped shy of the 1st down marker. Coming up to make the stop there on the defensive side, number 48, Troy Bessel, linebacker.
And early on, that looked like Lamontrick Turner, the linebacker that got through to slow that down. Really nice. It's exactly right. Really nice play there by Lamontrick.
And so now with a 4th down and 2, it looks like it will be a punting situation for the Mule Riders. And Alfonso De Leon will do the kicking, a redshirt freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana. Gets this one away. Will hit just outside the 15-yard line. It'll be down at about the 2. Great coverage on special teams for Southern Arkansas. Jaden Parrish downing the ball at the 2-yard line. Greyhounds with the early lead, the 2019 Heritage Bowl from Corsicana.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans. That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
Six 0 Eastern New Mexico with the early lead. A 79-yard scoring drive on their first possession, the opening possession of the ball game. Southern Arkansas countered with a drive that got into Eastern territory but resulted in a punt and a great 47-yard kick by Alfonso De Leon to pin the Greyhounds deep in their own territory. They'll start this drive at the 2-yard line.
With a 1-yard run, it was 11th place covering 79 yards in a total of 5 minutes and 55 seconds.
So interesting, almost a 6-minute drive for the Greyhounds on their opening possession. The Mule Riders counter with a 4-minute drive of their own, but doesn't get any points. First play from scrimmage is Terry, and Terry will be spun down at about the 6-yard line. Shaky Robinson coming off the corner to make the stop after a 4-yard pickup for the fullback.
And for Southern Arkansas, this is really want to try, obviously, get a stop here, get that short field back, but more importantly, if you're Eastern New Mexico, this is where you can have a really long sustained drive, and what we talked about, slowing that game down. You put points on the board here, and all of a sudden you've probably burned up the first quarter already and have 2 scores on the board.
On 2nd down and 6, Mallory will keep, and he'll dive underneath the tackler and get out to the 9-yard line, short of the 10. But that's going to be another 3-yard pickup. DeMarcus Piggy, one of those in on the tackle. Had a little help from Lamontrick Turner. The linebackers teaming up for the stop, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
And this would not be something that's foreign to Eastern New Mexico. They have a couple long 90-plus yard drives that chew up 6, 7, 8+ minutes off the clock.
Start a man in motion, Manyweather, bring him back to the edge. There's the toss sweep for Smith, and he's going to be real close to first down yardage near the 12-yard line. It'll all depend on the spot of the football. They're going to move those sticks, and it's going to be a 1st and 10. Johnny Smith, knowing just how far he needed to go, the senior from El Paso Andrés High School.
Does a really nice job. This is a great individual effort because Southern Arkansas really, they turned on the edge, made sure that he had to turn back inside. A really nice individual effort to pick up the first down there.
New set it down to the 12-yard line, and throwing for the first time today is Strand. He's got him in at the 40-yard line, down the near sideline, and on the run to the 20, and thrown out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Zachary Fields, the junior from Ontario, California. Along a 69 this season. That's going to challenge that long pass reception.
And obviously with a triple option attack, you don't expect them to throw the ball that much, and not in their own territory, backed up in their own 20, but really nice pitch and catch there for a really long gain. And right now it feels like obviously all the momentum's on Eastern side right now.
First down and goal. Mallory will keep, and will get to the 8-yard line.
And that's something as a defense, you've really got to stay home and follow your keys and make sure that even though this is a triple option attack, make sure that if you have a receiver that leaks out, that you go with that guy. Otherwise, he had been left completely alone, and it's just a coverage bust there.
2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. After the big pass completion, you know they want to cash this in. "77 yards officially on that pass play. And here's Terry. He'll burst up for about 5 yards to the 4-yard line before he'll be spilled there. Big number 94. That's Dmitri Jennings making the tackle.
This is a big play here for Southern Arkansas. If they can bow up and try and force a field goal. We already saw some field goal errors on New Mexico, or Eastern New Mexico's side already in this game. If they could force a 4th down here in a field goal, that would be a win considering that big pass play they just gave up.
They officially marked the knee down at the 5-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down there. Looks as though they can get a first down at the 1. Keeping the ball is Strand, and he's going to be spilled at about the 3-yard line. Now it's going to be decision time for Kelly Lee. the head coach and offensive coordinator of this Eastern New Mexico Greyhound team.
Yeah, and looks like the offense is staying on the field here with those kicking woes that we talked about. Not totally surprising to see them go for it on 4th and 2 here.
So 4th down, running play. Terry to the 1, diving for the goal line, got there, touchdown. Paul Terry from 3 yards away gets his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. It extends the Eastern New Mexico lead to 12-0.
And this is such an impressive start from Eastern New Mexico in this first quarter. We've seen really everything. We've seen obviously Paul Terry running the ball effectively, but then also Wyatt Strand both on the ground rushing and throwing the ball. Early 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and that was something that we talked about, one of the keys to the game, to make sure that Southern Arkansas didn't get out ahead of them too much. Really nice start to the game by Eastern.
Better execution there as Vargas puts the point after through this time. And so for the 2nd straight drive, another long scoring march for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. They now lead the Heritage Bowl 13-0 over Southern Arkansas.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
13-0 Eastern New Mexico on top of Southern Arkansas, and you see Southern Arkansas head coach Bill Kepler in his 11th year wondering, what am I going to have to do with my defense to slow these guys down? Eastern New Mexico's had it twice and has already rolled up 177 yards of total offense here in the opening quarter, Taylor.
Yeah, for Southern Arkansas, the keys to stopping the triple option, it starts with the dive, which they've done a good job of that, taking away the dive. But then defensive ends and linebackers need to be a little more downhill and decisive in their tackling to slow down this triple option attack.
Pooch kick taken by the up man, and that is Parrish running it out past the 40-yard line. So it'll be a great starting position for Southern Arkansas when we come back. 13-0, Eastern New Mexico on top. Well, we were going to take a timeout, but instead we're going to keep it right here. We have a penalty marker down on that kick return. It was a nice return of about 20 yards on the short kick, and now we're going to take the timeout. Okay, we had to get the penalty call first. I mean, come on. Referees need to get their air time. 13-0 Greyhounds. Late first quarter here in the Heritage Bowl from Corsicana.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans. That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
First and 10, Southern Arkansas. Mallory to throw, far sideline, and overthrows his intended receiver, Micah Small. Had a step on the defender, but the ball a little bit overthrown, probably due to the pressure on Mallory as he was flushed out of the pocket, Taylor.
Yeah, they go with a simple smash concept, which is somebody in the flat, either in a curl or just a flat route, and then the corner route. And really nice, like you said, pressure there by Eastern New Mexico to force him to have to get this out of his hand and force a second and long.
Second down and 10 from the 25. And Mallory's going to throw again. Now he's going to pull it down and run. Be brought down just across the 25 at about the 27-yard line. Down low, big number 56 to help make the stop there, and that is Jamari Bennett.
Tackle made by number 12.
It's a good job here by Hayden Mallory getting something out of nothing. But again, credit to Eastern New Mexico on defense. They're in the right spots right now, and really nothing open downfield for Hayden Mallory right now.
They gave him a yard to the 26-yard line, 3rd down and 9. And this is where Southern Arkansas doesn't want to be, is behind the chains in 3rd and long situations. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Look for Mallory to go that way. Flushed out of the pocket, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Once again, the pressure from the Eastern New Mexico front 4, making Mallory have to get rid of the ball before he wants to, and it's going to be a 3 and out.
Yeah, Eastern New Mexico right now getting pressure with 4, which talk about all the time. If your defense is able to get pressure with just 4 and you don't have to blitz, that makes you, as a defense, very lethal and difficult in your downfield passing game, especially on 3rd and long. And again, you're talking about Southern Arkansas, after a long sustained drive, they get a 3 and out, and their defense is going to have to come back out on the field now after back-to-back scoring possessions. They're going to have to get something going on offense to give their defense a breather.
Second punt of the day from De Leon. Kicked it away from Manyweather. Will bounce inside the 20 and go down to the 24-yard line. We'll be down there with 24 seconds left here in the opening quarter. A nice little kick of 50 yards there with the punt and the roll. And once again, here comes the Eastern New Mexico Greyhound offense and Wyatt Strand, and they have been able to do whatever they have wanted to do so far in their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, really established the physicality in that first drive. In the second drive, we saw that long 77-yard pass that set them up with a short inside the red zone for another touchdown. And again, they really, like you said, they've done virtually whatever they've want here early in this first quarter in their first 2 possessions.
Now they quickly go to the line of scrimmage. And a little toss sweep on the near side. Breaking tackles, scrambling out to near the 30-yard line is Johnny Smith. That should do it here for the opening quarter. But a great opening quarter for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds as they rack up 180 yards and a couple of touchdowns to take a 13-0 lead over Southern Arkansas. Going to period number 2.
a strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
Look at part of the Eastern New Mexico fans that have made it over here from Portales, New Mexico to Corsicana, Texas for the Heritage Bowl. We start the second quarter with the Greyhounds on top 13-0 and having a 2nd down and 5 at their own 29-yard line. And Strand will keep it. We'll get close to first down yardage, be about a yard shy at the 33-yard line. And Strand on the ball game now has packed up 49 yards in just 5 carries.
Yeah, Strand's, like you said, done a really nice job. Southern Arkansas has taken the dive away. They're not giving up really anything on the dive, but it's after Strand pulls the ball. There's not any pressure there after that to make him pitch the ball quickly.
When you got a triple option, it's tough for defenses to go. Pick your poison. Blitz coming. And Strand is going to go down for a loss back to the 31-yard line. And bolting across the line of scrimmage was Malik Preston. Almost looked like he beat the snap. He was across the line so quick.
Yeah, and Malik Preston's done that twice now where he's timed up his blitz really nicely, shoots right through the A-gap. And obviously on that play, you can see the dive is not his responsibility. He's going right after the quarterback. It's a really nice job.
And interesting, the offense stays on the field here on 4th down and 4 from their own 31-yard line. How about that? Now we're going to get a timeout called.
Yeah, they were sending their wing in motion, try and draw them off sides. I wouldn't be surprised if they send the punt team out here now.
I would expect Tyler Vargas to come out and kick this away. But my goodness, that would be an upset. I know it's a bowl game and you roll the dice a little bit more in a bowl game than you do during the regular season, but at your own 31-yard line, but you got a lot of confidence in your offense the way they've been racking up yards so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost 200 yards already just in the beginning of this second quarter, and they really have done whatever they want. That may be the first, I think that's the first negative play that they've had on offense. So they may come out and just say, you know what, it's a bowl game, we're up 2 scores, and we have faith in our defense right now and go for it. It'll be interesting to see what they decide.
It's going to be a 4th down and 3 or 4. Ball's at the 31-yard line. They'll need to make the 34 if they send the offense back on the field. And right now, as you look across the near sideline there, you don't see the special teams out there. It's the offensive unit that's hanging around head coach Kelly Lee who calls the plays for this team. Now what do we got? I think we see special teams players. Yep, there goes Vargas back into punt formation for the first time. He's punted for nearly 40 yards a game average with a long of 54 on the season. This is the sensible call on 4th down and 3 from your own 31-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Southern Arkansas, this is really a breath of fresh air for them. This is what they needed to try and turn the tide. Get a stop, get the ball back in your offense's hands, and try to get some points on the board.
Good snap, and Vargas sends this one away. Signaling for the fair catch and making it at the 33-yard line is Micah Small, and that is where the Mule Riders will go on the attack for the first time here in the second quarter. They're coming off a 3 and out of their own, so after 2 long scoring drives for Eastern New Mexico, we've got a pair of 3 and outs for each of these defenses.
Yeah, and this is an offense that they average just under 400 yards a game, and they put up almost 31 points a game. So obviously this is not the status quo for them. They're used to scoring the ball. I would expect them to maybe pick up the tempo and go a little faster here.
So let's see what Hayden Mallory and company will do on 1st down. Running play and tripped up in the backfield for a loss back at the 31-yard line. Quincy Arsenault taking Cordavian Washington off his feet for a loss of 3.
Yeah, and that's a great job just getting in the backfield by Quincy Arsenault, blowing this play up before it ever even gets started, and more push for that from this defensive line from Eastern New Mexico.
Arsenault came in with 5 tackles for loss on the season. Give him number 6 right there. He's a 6'4", 225-pound redshirt junior from Lafayette, Louisiana. 2nd down, 13 down. Mallory's going to throw over the middle. He's got a man wide open. And on the run is Parrish to the 30, to the 20, rumbling to the 10, and in for a touchdown. Jaden Parrish, this fullback, going 69 yards for a score. And Southern Arkansas on the board just like that. It's now a 13-6 ball game.
Great pitch and catch there from Hayden Mallory to Jaden Parrish. It's a similar concept to what we saw earlier. They run a little play action and have the fullback sort of stock block almost and run a seam right up the middle of the field, right in the quarterback's vision. Nice, accurate pass, and this is exactly what Southern Arkansas needed to get back in this game.
You know, they list Parrish as 6', 223, but he looked a whole lot bigger than that running down that field. So Austin Wilkerson to try and tack on the point after. Kick is up on the way, and the kick is good. So just like that, a 2-play drive going 66 yards, the final 69 yards after a loss of 3 on 1st down on the pass play to Jaden Parrish, and Southern Arkansas on the board.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank!
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
Riders, Austin Wilkerson.
Southern Arkansas on the board on a 69-yard pass play from Hayden Mallory to Jaden Parrish. Parrish's 4th touchdown reception of the season, his longest reception of the year at 69 yards. And that gets the Mule Riders on the board, makes it a 13-7 ball game. And the kickoff taken 2 yards deep in the end zone. And across the 20 and spun down at about the 22-yard line is Zachary Fields. And making the tackle on the play, Zach Rice. So Eastern New Mexico, which had their way with their first 2 drives before going 3 and out the last time they had the ball, back with it at their own 21.
Yeah, let's see if they just get back to basics here, letting quarterback Wyatt Strand lead this offense back down the field and try and get more points on the board with a long, sustained drive in this second quarter.
So Strand will have Paul Terry behind him. In motion there was Smith. Give it to Terry and tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. Coming up, Brock Floyd in the safety spot to make that tackle for maybe a loss of a yard.
Really nice play by Brock Floyd, their second leading tackler. Came into this game with 61 tackles. And this is what you have to do if you're on the perimeter. Shed your block and then make a tackle in the open field.
Floyd's had an outstanding season for them. 61 tackles on the year coming in. Second down and 11. First time really that Easton been behind the chains here. And Strand looks to throw. He's in trouble. He's going to be buried at the 13-yard line. 3 white shirts closing in on him. Among those leading the way to Marcus Piggy from the linebacker spot.
And now we're seeing a little more pressure and push from that Southern Arkansas defense. Really nice job there. And for them, that's one of the keys that we talked about, is make sure that you keep Eastern New Mexico in these 3rd and longer situations, because this is an offense that's just not built for that. They need to be in 3rd and short scenarios.
Jennings and Parker also helping out with Piggy making the stop. And now it's 3rd down and 18 from back at the 13-yard line. Full house backfield. Strand pump fake. Going to throw long down the near sideline and incomplete. Looking for Zachary Fields. Good tight coverage on the near sideline by the cornerback Lorenzo Watkins. And it looks as though it's going to be the second straight 3 and out for Eastern New Mexico.
Yeah, Eastern New Mexico goes out and up here, and this really isn't a bad ball. It's a nice play by Lorenzo Watkins to reach back and get a hand in there and disrupt it. But if you're Eastern New Mexico, 3rd and 18 for any offense is challenging. But if you're an option attack, there's not a lot of plays on the call sheet for your offensive coordinator.
So Tyler Vargas on to punt for the second time.
Tyler Vargas in the kick.
Back deep is Micah Small. Vargas standing a yard in zone end zone. Good snap from center. Got it away. Fair catch signaled and called for right near the midfield stripe by Micah Small. But it's going to be great field position for Southern Arkansas. They got on the board with their last possession. Another one here could put them in front.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Look at the press box here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, where we're broadcasting to today. 1st and 10 for Southern Arkansas. And throwing on the run, and did he get the carom in time before he went out of bounds? He did. What a catch by Michael Ingram. Holy cow.
Yeah, this is a great job of concentration here. You're going to see they spin out to the left a little bit and tips this up, bobbles originally, and is able to have the body control and the focus to catch this. And looks like he secured it. That was a little bounce there at the end, but I think they're going to give it to him. That's a great play.
Again, plays can be replayed from the replay booth. The center official is going in there. There's going to be a substitution. They'll give him a little bit more time to think about it. But if it stands, it's going to be a 14-yard pickup to the 35-yard line and a 1st and 10 for Southern Arkansas. So suddenly after, will the replay come in time? Delay a game. Get one more look at it. Let's see. Ingram there, you see he gets it up in the air. The great concentration. He's got it. Now does he keep it? Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good call.
And that is close. And also from that angle, I don't know that they would be able to tell from that specific angle anyway, but it looks like this one's going to stand. But great play by him either way.
Inclusive. So the 5-yard walk-off for delay a game makes it 1st and 15. Blitz coming. Escaping is Mallory. Now directing traffic, throwing down the far sideline, and incomplete at the 13-yard line. A lot of contact on that particular play. They were trying to find a Kendrick Bender.
It's a nice job by Hayden Mallory extending the play. And I thought we might get PI here. There's a lot of back and forth there, but obviously no call. And but again, really nice job. We don't see that as much from Hayden Mallory using his legs and extending plays, but it was a nice job escaping the pocket there.
Now it's 2nd down and 15. Mallory's 4-7 for 99 yards and a score. Look out from behind. They got him this time. Off the edge, Mason Richards, the freshman from Burleson, Texas. Led the conference in sacks with 12. Give him number 13 right there.
Great job by Mason Richards. And this is, when we go back to, we were talking about if you can get pressure with 4. Mason Richards, this is really an individual effort, beating his man, the left tackle, off the side. And if you can get pressure with 4, it makes your defense so difficult because obviously there's 7 guys in coverage in the pass game.
So the ball walks back now to the 48-yard line. 3rd down and 23, a long way to go. Mallory escapes trouble, trying to direct traffic, throws on the run near sideline, jump ball, out of bounds. Boy, Micah Small went up and got that, but couldn't come down with a foot in bounds before he hit the turf. What a great effort by Micah Small with double coverage right on him.
Yeah, you said it, Michael Small. He goes up, high points this ball, and it really just gets hung up in the defender's legs to where this foot looks like it's going to come down in bounds, but then it just gets swept out from under him and he catches it out of bounds. But really nice job high pointing that ball and a good effort.
Yeah, the feet may have been in bounds, but his rear end was the first thing that hit the turf, and it hit out of bounds, and so that makes it an incomplete pass. But a great effort by Small nonetheless. So now in 4th down and long, be a punting situation for Alfonso De Leon. He's pinned him deep at the 2-yard line once before. Can he do it again? Low snap, but he'll have time to get this one away. Hits it about the 16, takes a backwards roll and comes outside the 20. He'll be down at about the 22-yard line. On special teams, Trey Williams making the stop there. But Eastern New Mexico maintains a 6-point lead as we approach the midway mark of the 2nd quarter.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations.
It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans. That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarre College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
And we're back here in Corsicana at Tiger Stadium. See the intensity along the eastern New Mexico sideline. Defensive coaches there cheering their guys up after a good stand that forced a punt. Gave the offense the ball back. Straight ahead dive. And getting out across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line is number 1. And that they don't have a number 1 on their roster.
Dmitri Turner in on the tackle of number 1, Paul Terry.
Paul Terry's had to change his jersey. I guess the jersey got torn.
That's exactly
so
what
Paul
happened.
Terry is wearing number 1 now.
That's exactly what happened. Early first possession of the game, it looked like his jersey was about to be torn off.
So from the 27 now, and in trouble and going down is Wyatt Strand. And once again, it's Malik Preston who's got the early pressure.
And that's something, let's look for the rest of this game to see if they mix up the snap count, because Malik Preston, this is the 3rd time he's done this where he's timed up the snap count and really blown up the play in the backfield. They're going to have to start mixing up their snap counts and try and get him to jump off sides when he gets up there in the A-gap like that.
So second TFL for Malik Preston, who came in with 4.5 tackles for loss among his 62 tackles on the year. Ball back at the original line of scrimmage now, which is the 23-yard line, 3rd down and 10. And some great adjustments by Chad Adams in this Southern Arkansas defense after giving up 2 long scoring drives. In trouble, Wyatt Strand going to tuck it and run. He'll get out to the 29-yard line before he'll be covered up there. Tackle made by Bryant Parker and Lamontrick Turner, but well short of the first down yardage. It'll be a punting situation once again for the 3rd straight time now for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, credit to Southern Arkansas really turning the tide. Looks completely different in the second quarter than it did in the first quarter, where they're doing a really good job forcing some negative plays and forcing those 3rd and 10s that we said at the opening was going to be a key for them to try and make sure that they don't give Eastern New Mexico those 3rd and short scenarios, whereas an option offense, they really thrive.
Small back to await the 3rd punt of the ball game from Tyler Vargas. High snap, Vargas pulls it down and does get it away. And it drives Small back inside the 30. He'll make the fair catch at the 28-yard line, considering that was not a great snap, a great kick by Tyler Vargas. Will pin the Mule Riders back at their own 28-yard line.
That really was a great effort by Tyler Vargas, because this looked like it was about to be blocked, and he punted that clean. I mean, that was across the field. He punted that from the right side, went all the way to the left side, and that was his best punt of the day as well.
43 yards with no return. As you see Hayden Mallory come out, leading this Southern Arkansas offense back out on the field. Just over 7 minutes to play here in the first half. 6-point lead for the Greyhounds. A little reverse toss and across the 30 out to the 32 and maybe the 33-yard line on the carry for Kendrick Bender. And Bender playing that slot receiver spot for Jared Lancaster, their leading receiver on the season with 40 catches. Injured his knee in their final game of the regular season and unable to go today, so Bender taking over that slot position.
And we wondered how Southern Arkansas was going to mix up play calling to try and get some effective run plays. To this point in the game, you know, they hadn't had positive rush yards, and so that jet sweep there was a nice way to mix it up.
Quick throw on the near sideline and caught right near the first down marker. Micah Small on the catch. Got it inside of Charles County. And that could be enough to move the sticks on the 1st and 10.
Nice play by Micah Small. Looked like he had actually lost his footing, and really nice job focusing on the ball as he's going to the ground to secure that catch.
And the spot of the ball is going to be where?
After the penalty marked off, we now are with the 2nd down.
We had a penalty on the play. Did not see that flag, but there was a penalty, so wipe out the reception. Or it came during the play. So the ball is back at the 27-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11 from there. Did not see that flag. Running play. This is Dennis Daniels getting his first carry of the ball game. And he'll come out to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Daniels, a redshirt sophomore from Warren, Arkansas.
Good physical run there from Daniels after the point of contact. Picks up another 2 or 3 yards and get them in a little more manageable 3rd and 8 scenario. 3rd and 7, pardon me.
The ball at the 31-yard line. They'll need to get to the 38 to convert. 1 of 4 on 3rd downs are the Mule Riders thus far. Blitz coming off the edge. Throw the little swing pass. Daniels in the flat will have the first down. Tight ropes the sideline and got out near the 45-yard line before finally going off his feet. Nice move by Daniels after catching the little swing pass.
Really good job there by Hayden Mallory. This is one of the first things you're taught as a quarterback is when you get pressure off the edge that's to the running back side, if they don't peel with the running back, just replace them with the ball. And also a good job with the finesse to get it over that blitzing safety and fit it in there for another first down.
14-yard pickup on that play out to the 45-yard line. A little toss on the jet sweep, and is going to get him 5 more yards out to midfield and maybe into Eastern New Mexico territory. Bender on the carry there.
And these 3, 4, 5-yard carries may not feel like a lot for Southern Arkansas, but compared to that first quarter, it really is a pickup in tempo that gives them. That's right. Yes. You know, certainly as opposed to going backwards, but it gives them manageable 2nd and 3rd and shorts, where that's where you put the ball in Hayden Mallory's hands and let him throw it to try and pick it up.
Ball right smack on the midfield stripe. 2nd down and 5 for the Mule Riders here. We approach 4:20 and counting here. Straight handoff to the near sideline for Washington. Short gain on the play. It looks as though we're going to have a Greyhound who's going to be slow to get up after that collision at the 49-yard line. You see Davian Washington, 859 yards on the season with a 6-yard average. Only got 1 there to the 49. 3rd down and 4. Big 3rd down coming up here for the Mule Riders. New play call signaled in. Pistol formation. Run option. Little toss for Daniels. He'll have the first down inside the 40. Stays on his feet. Gets to the 35 and maybe the 34-yard line before he's finally brought down by Colby Russ.
It's a great job by Southern Arkansas. They check to this. Eastern New Mexico lines up in a man-free defense, and what that tells you is all we've got to do is pitch off of this defensive end, and as long as our receivers on the perimeter block, there's not going to be anybody left. Really nice job there by Southern Arkansas checking into that and getting in a good play to pick up the first down.
Another 14-yard pickup for Daniels on 3rd down. He had the little swing pass for 14, now the run for 14. Now the throw over the middle is caught at the 20-yard line and rumbling down to the 18-yard line, the tight end Dalton Wright.
And between Dalton Wright and Jaden Parrish, 38 and 36 today, they've really found a nice spot in the middle of the field with these, we call them benders, but it's sort of if you can't beat the safety, they just turn the route in, and a really nice job by Hayden Mallory finding him there for the first down.
18 yards on the pickup to the 17-yard line. Mule Riders inside the red zone, looking for the go-ahead score if they get a touchdown and a converted point after. Running play right side and bouncing off the pile and back to the middle of the field is Cordavian Washington. And he made something out of nothing there as he gets inside the 15 to close to the 12.
He did. Eastern New Mexico had good push on the edge there. Nice job by Cordavian Washington extending this, cutting to the left and getting upfield.
Saw the daylight on the backside with the pressure coming to the edge. Found some turf and some good yardage. Got to the 12, wound up picking up 5 on a play where he easily could have lost 3. On second down, give the run to Washington, and he's covered up on the edge. Well played that time. Leading the way out there is number 48. That is Troy Bessel from the linebacker spot.
It's a good job by him shedding his block, making a nice sure tackle and forcing a third down here.
He ducked right inside the fullback Parrish, who had that touchdown run. Parrish was his responsibility and never touched him. So no gain on the play. Let's make it 3rd down and 5 from the 12-yard line. Now Bender is in the backfield. No, this is OB Jones. They're going to go Wildcat. Fake the jet sweep. Jones going to throw, broken up in the end zone, looking for the tight end right, but what a great play, and well covered there by Vicente Walker. He was not fooled.
Man, he's going to be kicking himself when he looks at this on tape. The fullback, Jaden Parrish, releases into the flat, and he is all alone. There's nobody. He's at about the 5-yard line. There's nobody covering him, and he forces this one into the end zone, but that'll be one that, don't be surprised if they come back to that later, because they completely turn Jaden Parrish loose.
So Austin Wilkerson will come on to try a field goal. 13 to 14 on the year with a long of 48. The holder is Mallory. Good snap and hold. Kick up on the way. And this kick is good. So the Mule Riders cut the deficit in half. They make it a 3-point game with 1:22 to play here until halftime. It's now a 13-10 ball game. 29 yards officially on the field goal try by Wilkerson. And it capped off an 11-play, 60-yard drive that took 5:45 off the clock, leaving just 1:22 for Eastern New Mexico. Now the Greyhounds are not a high-tempo offense. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here, because they will have to kick off to Southern Arkansas in the 3rd quarter. So it's not like one of these where you can burn it and say, well, we'll just start over in the 3rd quarter. No, you got to try and make something happen here offensively.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, what you're probably thinking is, hey, at a minimum, let's get a first down and make Southern Arkansas burn their timeout so that we don't give them another opportunity. And then wait and see if you have some sort of, if you break a run loose and you pick up 20-30 yards on a chunk play, then you think about, okay, let's try and get some points before half. But the first priority in this scenario, if you're Eastern New Mexico, is making sure that Southern Arkansas doesn't get another possession.
The way to do that, as you mentioned, is to get a first down, because they have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So after the kickoff, if they can get you to 3 and out, they would get the ball back.
Back deep, Smith and Manyweather.
Mallory 8 of 12, throwing for 140 yards. Could be a threat throwing the football if you give it back to them. So Wilkerson to kick this one away and bounces this one on the turf, and is going to go out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That almost hit one of the up men. He did a nice job of dancing away from that to avoid the contact.
He did, and I think that's what Southern Arkansas is arguing for right now, is that he may have touched it.
Touch it, yes. And so rather than to have the penalty and give him the ball in good field position, it would go back to where it was at the 23-yard line where it went out of bounds. So it is a kick out of bounds. So Eastern will take it at their own 35. So they got good field position here. So it opens things up a little bit. See if we can watch right there. Nice job. Danced away from it. Excellent footwork. Can't quite catch the number of that player, but he did a great job of getting away from the ball.
Yeah, and like you said, this changes the play calling, and you see Eastern New Mexico come out in shotgun. We'll see if they try to get a quick score here before half.
to change the formation a little bit. Going to be a quarterback run. And Strand will bounce off the pile and get first down yardage out to the 46-yard line. Nice run by Wyatt Strand for 11 yards on first down.
Between the kick out of bounds and then a first down draw that they pick up another first down. Now with 2 timeouts, if you're Eastern New Mexico, even as an option offense, you have some options here of what you want to do, and it looks like they're actually going to use one of them right now.
So they will take a timeout. It'll be their second with 1:11 to play here in the first half. Eastern New Mexico leads 13-0. They had 2 long scoring drives on their first 2 possessions in the first quarter. Burned up most of the time in the first quarter with those scoring drives. Took an early 13-0 lead, but suddenly after that the Mule Riders kicked in with their defense leading the way, forcing a couple of 3-and-outs, and that allowed their offense to come back. They got a big 69-yard scoring toss in the second quarter to make it 13-7, and now on their last possession, a field goal from Wilkerson puts us where we are now at 13-10. So it's been a tale of 2 quarters so far, all Eastern in the first and all Southern in the second.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When Eastern New Mexico came out initially with this option attack, it felt like Southern Arkansas maybe was a little overwhelmed, but they've settled in really nicely and answered with 2 scores to cut this down to a 1-score game. And if you're Southern Arkansas, obviously you want to go into half with the score as it is right now, not giving up any more points.
No worse than that, right. So on 1st and 10, Strand throws near sideline. Nice leaping catch at the 46-yard line. Justin Manyweather, only 5'9", but boy did he extend on that to bring it in for an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, really nice play by Justin Manyweather. He's got a safety barreling down on him that makes a nice physical hit on him. And you're seeing a little different play calling here in this 2-minute scenario for Eastern New Mexico.
Gain of 7 at 2nd down and 3. Strand on the run. Got a great block from Terry. Throws on the sideline. Has him in at the 35-yard line. And out of bounds at the 31-yard line is Zachary Fields. Boy, what a block that was by Terry. Watch him right here. Cut the rushing defender down and giving Strand a chance to throw.
Yeah, that's Malik Preston that he cut down. And you see, we've called his name quite a bit today. Also a really nice job by the receiver there, catching the ball and getting out of bounds and preserving that last time out.
15-yard pickup there on the catch by Fields, down to the 32 now. Little inside toss to Johnny Smith, and they cover it up well and hold that to a short gain of only 3 to the 29-yard line. That's going to force Eastern to burn their final timeout here with 34 seconds to go until halftime.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Malik Preston, staying home and not letting this play after the cutback get on the other side of him. Nice tackle there from him.
Safe to say that Malik Preston is the defensive player of the first half so far for Southern Arkansas. We've called his name a number of times.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was their leading tackler coming into the game. We knew that we were going to call his name quite a bit, but he's all over the place. And we've talked about this a lot already, but can't say it enough. You can tell that he's a smart football player as well, because he's done such a good job timing up those snap counts and getting in the backfield. That's some of those negative plays that we've seen in the second quarter. It, gave him the first quarter to figure out what their cadence is and what the snap count is, and he's done a really nice job timing those up and forcing some of those negative plays. But you're right, he's been all over the field today.
Seeing Johnny Smith get attended to after that collision on that last one, where he's got one of those nerve things pinching down from the side of his neck, or whether he jammed his shoulder here. Let's see. Just the way the pile came in, more neck than shoulder, I think, but we will not speculate any further than that. We'll just let the training staff attend to him and make sure he's okay. He's going to come to the sideline. That should bring Tyreek Branch in that slot position. That is Branch lined up on the wing on the near sideline here. 2nd down and 7. 35 seconds to go until halftime. Eastern New Mexico out of timeouts, leading by 3. Strand rolling near side. Going to throw deep to the end zone and over the head of the intended receiver. Led him too far out of bounds. So far that he ran out of the picture, and the intended receiver was Manyweather.
Yeah, it's tough when if you're a right-handed quarterback rolling left, you've got to get the ball out about a half step earlier than you would think, because if he has to turn around and flip his hips and reset, it just takes too long. And that's what you saw there, is on that corner route, it just took too long to develop, and the receiver was already almost out of bounds by the time he got it down there.
So now it's 3rd down and 7. Big play here for the Greyhounds, leading by 3. Strand in trouble, gonna go down at the 34-yard line. A sack made by Damani Boyd, the junior from Covington, Louisiana. His third sack of the season.
Nice play by Damani Boyd. Really splits two and then also get. That's unfortunate when you're the running back and you see big Damani Boyd barreling down on you. That's not somebody that you're typically blocking. But for Southern Arkansas, a good job. It looks like they're going to escape this half. And unfortunately, it looks like we have a player down here.
Dmitri Jennings, the defensive end, the senior from Commerce, Texas. Transferred from Ouachita Baptist, and he is down on the ground at the 35-yard line.
And obviously hope Dimitrix is okay. Looks like they're tending to.
Left leg.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that. But a big sack on 3rd down and 7. That, if there was field goal range, because Vargas had a 47-yard range, the ball was at the 29, would have been right at the edge of his field goal range. That sack definitely takes them out of field goal range here in the final seconds of the first half.
Yeah, and that's for Southern Arkansas. After the kick went out of bounds and Eastern picked up that first down, it looked like they were going to have a really nice opportunity to put points on the board. But good job by Southern Arkansas bowing up, and looks like they're going to get out of this first half without giving up any further points.
But Dmitri Jennings, transfer from Ouachita Baptist, 39 tackles on the season. They'll get him to his feet. And the left leg is definitely gimpy, and he'll be attended to. With only a few seconds left until halftime, they'll take care of him a little bit on the sideline, but he'll get a lot of attention in the locker room for halftime. Jennings, one of the leaders of this defensive unit, and they've done a nice job here in the first half without their best defensive player, and that's defensive tackle Antonio Washington. Washington having to sit out the first half after drawing a targeting penalty in their final regular season game in the second half. But look at this. Vargas is going to try one. Long-range field goal try on the way. It's got a chance, and it comes up just short. That sack took him out of field goal range. Vargas gave it all he could. It comes up a little bit shy.
Yeah, it looks like this was a 51-yard attempt that, like we talked about, that is definitely pushing his range so far this season. And I'm surprised by that, mainly because Southern Arkansas not only has a short field now, but they have all 3 timeouts. And so with 25 seconds left on the clock and 3 timeouts, you can still get in 3, maybe 4 plays, depending on how quickly you can get these timeouts in. But we'll see what they come back with if Southern Arkansas can get in a field goal range. They have one of the most accurate kickers in all of Division II in Austin Wilkerson, who on the year is 14 of 15, and he has a long of 48. And so don't be surprised if they take a couple shot plays here and try and get him in range.
So with 20 seconds left, they will start from their own 34-yard line. And Mallory on the sideline will pick up a dozen yards. Little out pattern there to Bender. 12-yard pickup to the 46. Clock down to 14 seconds now, so you got time for 2 more plays. See if you can get him into field goal range here. Just a 3-man rush, so he's got time down the sideline, and Bender can't bring this one in, but a flag comes in. The coverage there
Penalty marker on the play.
came from Connor Sosa. It may have been a little bit too tight.
Pass interference. Eastern New Mexico, number 24. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And it is a 15-yard walk-off, and that's going to set him into Eastern New Mexico territory. You see, he never got his head around, just played the receiver. And that's an easy call for the officials there. The ball now down at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, and with 10 seconds here, you certainly have enough time. Run whatever you want, and then get a timeout quickly and get your kick team on the field.
So you want about 10 or 15 yards here, and that should be in makeable range for Wilkerson. Mallory looking. Now throwing far sideline, has to throw it away with 4 seconds to go. Closest to the ball was O.B. Jones. We've seen a couple of times in a wildcat kind of formation. Jones, an interesting story. He's a true freshman out of Henderson, Texas. went to Tightham High School, was recruited as quarterback. But because of his athleticism, they've got him on the field as a wide receiver, but they'll put him in as a wildcat kind of quarterback. Usually when he gets the ball, he's going to run it and not throw it.
Yeah, we got timeout here, just like we saw with Eastern New Mexico. It'll be interesting to see if they come out and it's a bowl game, right? Let Austin Wilkerson maybe try it for his season long. He's got that long of 48, but this would obviously be beyond that to see if they give him a
50
shot.
Plus, yeah. This would be about 57 yards. It would be a long range attempt. Or you're going to throw one up for grabs. The old Hail Mary, if nothing else. Whereas you could fool them with a hook and lateral. So everybody's, if you're going to throw the ball, everybody's going to expect you to go deep. Yeah. And if you come underneath and have two guys underneath where you might be able to get a pitch play going, you never can tell.
Yeah, it looks like they got the offense on the field here.
So the running back will be Perkins. Three receivers to the bottom of the formation with Bender at the top, solo. Eastern New Mexico looks like they'll rush three. Should be the final play unless we get a penalty. They throw underneath. This is Small at the 25. Looking, there's the pitch back. Picked up by a lineman and taken down. That's the center, Stephen Taylor, who got cut down at the 17-yard line. The tackle made by Vicente Walker. How did I know a play like that was coming?
You did. You called it. You called it. And you know, I don't think Stephen Taylor, when they drew it up, I don't think Stephen Taylor thought that he was going to be the one with the ball.
Not at all. An interesting first half. Quick start for Eastern New Mexico. They come back from Southern. We got a 3-point game going to the intermission here in the 2019 Heritage Bowl in Corsicana.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Hi, I'm H.M. Davenport, Navarro County Judge. Navarro County, Texas was founded in 1846 by the first Texas legislature after becoming the 28th state in the Union. It was named for a well-known statesman and signer of the Texas Declaration of Independence from Mexico, Jose Antonio Navarro. Navarro County's agricultural roots are still evident today, although its natural landscape has changed over the years with the construction of roads, railroads, interstate highways, and major water storage reservoirs. Navarro County is home to extensive commercial interests, including manufacturing, distribution, retail, restaurants, arts and entertainment, financial organizations, healthcare, and more. The center of the county lies just 50 miles south of Dallas, making it perfect for business relocation or location. But the cost of living and quality of life available to residents here offer an attractive alternative to urban life, as land is inexpensive and abundant and natural resources are plentiful. Come visit Navarro County, Texas, and see why we're the best kept secret south of Dallas-Fort Worth.
Hello, I'm Mayor Don Denbo, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Corsicana, a city of diverse population and a proud history. We feature a low cost of living, access to many forms of transportation to major cities, as well as being a unique mix of both urban and rural environments. Corsicana has it all. Businesses and families looking to relocate to the area will discover a wealth of opportunities, including a thriving industrial and commercial center, along with an educational system designed to help students of all levels to succeed. Corsicana is also home to Richland Chambers, the third largest lake in Texas, gorgeous parks, renowned museums, and a host of community events and festivals held throughout the year. Whatever the reason it is that you are coming to Corsicana, we invite you to enjoy it. We preserve tomorrow as we're working for today.
And you're back here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, Texas, halftime of the 2019 Heritage Bowl with Eastern New Mexico on top of Southern Arkansas, 13-10. And the Greyhounds got on top early, going 79 yards on their opening possession. A 1-yard touchdown run from Paul Terry made it a 6-0 ball game as the point after try was no good on a bad hold. Then the second time the Greyhounds got the ball, they went almost the length of the field, 98 yards. Terry capping it off with a 3-yard run. At the end of the first quarter, the Greyhounds had a 13-0 lead. But then Southern Arkansas got jump-started in the second quarter on a 69-yard touchdown pass from Hayden Mallory to Jaden Parrish to make it a 13-7 ball game. Late in the quarter, a 29-yard field goal by Austin Wilkerson made it 13-10, and that's where we stand here at the intermission of the Heritage Bowl. We'll come back with more of our halftime activities from Corsicana following this timeout.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank!
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
Tale of two quarters here so far in the Heritage Bowl. In the first quarter, Eastern New Mexico outgained Southern Arkansas 188-20 in taking a 13-0 lead. The Mule Riders come back with 10 points in the second quarter, holding the Greyhounds scoreless, outgaining them 170-25. Unbelievable how this game has turned around. It's 13-10 at the break here in the 2019 Heritage Bowl in Corsicana.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Hi, I'm H.M. Davenport, Navarro County Judge. Navarro County, Texas was founded in 1846 by the first Texas legislature after becoming the 28th state in the Union. It was named for a well-known statesman and signer of the Texas Declaration of Independence from Mexico, Jose Antonio Navarro. Navarro County's agricultural roots are still evident today, although its natural landscape has changed over the years with the construction of roads, railroads, interstate highways, and major water storage reservoirs. Navarro County is home to extensive commercial interests, including manufacturing, distribution, retail, restaurants, arts and entertainment, financial organizations, healthcare, and more. The center of the county lies just 50 miles south of Dallas, making it perfect for business relocation or location. But the cost of living and quality of life available to residents here offer an attractive alternative to urban life, as land is inexpensive and abundant and natural resources are plentiful. Come visit Navarro County, Texas, and see why we're the best kept secret south of Dallas-Fort Worth.
Hello, I'm Mayor Don Denbo, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Corsicana, a city of diverse population and a proud history. We feature a low cost of living, access to many forms of transportation to major cities, as well as being a unique mix of both urban and rural environments. Corsicana has it all. Businesses and families looking to relocate to the area will discover a wealth of opportunities, including a thriving industrial and commercial center, along with an educational system designed to help students of all levels to succeed. Corsicana is also home to Richland Chambers, the third largest lake in Texas, gorgeous parks, renowned museums, and a host of community events and festivals held throughout the year. Whatever the reason it is that you are coming to Corsicana, we invite you to enjoy it. We preserve tomorrow as we're working for today.
Back here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, halftime, Eastern New Mexico with a 13-10 lead over Southern Arkansas. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. Opening drive of the ball game, and the Greyhounds go the length of the field. 1-yard scoring run by Paul Terry to make it a 6-0 game. Then after a 77-yard pass completion, Terry hits the end zone again, this time from 3 yards out. It was 13-0 Greyhounds at the end of one. But then in the second quarter, this was the igniter for the Mule Riders. A 69-yard toss to the fullback, Jaden Parrish, put him on the board at 13-7. They would have another drive late in the second quarter that would result in a 29-yard field goal from Austin Wilkerson, giving us our halftime score of 13-9. But you can see how even this is after the first 30 minutes. Each team with 9 first downs. The rushing has been all Eastern New Mexico, but the passing definitely in favor of Southern Arkansas. Clean game, no turnovers, and not too many penalties here in the first half as well, Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, you already said tail of 2 quarters, but one of the things that we talked about at the opening was try to make Southern Arkansas one-dimensional, and that's exactly what Eastern New Mexico did. However, they gave up almost 200 yards passing in 1 quarter, and that's going to be, what I'm looking for in the second half is how does Eastern New Mexico counter this passing attack from Southern Arkansas.
And it'll be interesting to see if Eastern can get their stud runner Paul Terry on track. He's got 11 carries for 42 yards in the first half, but he's got 100 yards or more in 10 of the 11 games played this season. 13-10 Greyhounds. We'll get ready for the second half after this timeout.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
And we are back here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, waiting for teams to come out on the field and get ready for second half action. To see one of the specialists out there for Eastern New Mexico on the green. The early one's out, but full teams haven't come back out yet. So let's go into the locker room. As a former player, Mr. McHart, what are you saying if you are Bill Keppel, the head coach of Southern Arkansas? You've had your way in the second half, or in the second quarter rather. What do you want to see your team do here in the second half?
Yeah, for Southern Arkansas, actually going into half, even though they were down 3, you're probably telling your team, hey, proud of you guys for that second quarter and rallying and getting back in this game, and then just do more of the same. You know, on defense for Southern Arkansas, keep Eastern New Mexico in those 3rd and long scenarios. For Southern Arkansas, you'd like to see them pick the run game up a little bit. It's been really lopsided, but it really, whatever it takes, if they continue to pass the ball this effectively, then it is what it is, and you just continue doing that, and whatever it takes to win the game. And then on the opposite side, if you're Eastern New Mexico, just getting back to that balance, getting back to, you know, getting on schedule on offense where you're picking up positive yardage on 1st and 2nd down, and those chunk plays again. Like you said earlier, they really haven't gotten Paul Terry on schedule yet. We haven't seen the big play from him. Wyatt Strand was really their player of the game in the first half on offense. But if you're Eastern New Mexico, you just want to get back to the basics, get back on schedule, and get a score in your first possession.
You know, Southern Arkansas, a very balanced team, averaging 209 yards on the ground coming in and 186 through the air. But when you look at that, they've got just about their whole game average passing the ball at 174, but that rushing yardage, only 16 yards rushing. And this is a team that racks up more than 200.
Yeah, and it's one of the things, if you're Eastern New Mexico on defense, they're used to seeing, I mean, they face an option attack every day in practice, and when they scrimmage, it's an option attack obviously all the time. So it's not necessarily surprising that they're so stout against the run. And so again, if you're Southern Arkansas, it's not your average, actually well below your average what you put up for a half on the ground. But if you're able to pass the ball this effectively, then keep going to it. But I wouldn't be surprised if if they see some sort of balance in this second half and maybe mixing up the play style in the run game to get it going.
And that running game for Eastern New Mexico has really been held in check They rack up 436 yards per game on the ground, only 102 in the first half. And Paul Terry, who, as we have mentioned, with nearly 1,800 yards on the season, has been held to just 42 here in the first half. So a good job by Southern Arkansas's defense to take away option number one of the triple option attack.
Yeah, and it looked like in that first quarter that we may have a blowout here, and the Eastern may run away with it. They were running the ball effectively. They had the long pass play to set up their second score. And then Southern started to really disrupt in the backfield and create those negative plays. And with an option attack, like we've talked about, that's what you have to do. Get them off schedule and force those third and longs that are so difficult for option teams to convert.
Option teams are so used to going against things, and assignments are so important on the offensive line. And it looks as though that Southern in the second quarter, by using the blitz and jumping those linebackers around, are confusing the blocking assignments a little bit for the Eastern New Mexico offensive line. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make in the locker room to try and get this running game on track.
You're right, and credit to Southern Arkansas, because like you said, the easiest thing you can do for an option offense is to just line up and stay where you were pre-snap. The way that you stop the option offense is, like you said, you stunt, you move people around right at the snap. That creates different leverage points for those offensive linemen than what they were looking at pre-snap, and that gets them off schedule and disrupts their timing.
You look there at the punter, Alfonso De Leon, running over there, but you know, I see this more and more. I gotta ask your opinion of it. More and more, even in the NFL. Football pants don't come over the knees anymore. So many players are above the knee. What about that? What do you feel about that?
I don't know why it's like that now, but that's just really how the pants are cut, where the elastic goes right behind your knee, and it's really uncomfortable if you pull the kneecap, pull the pad all the way below the kneecap. I played with them. I had the really, really small knee pads that were above my kneecap, and which doesn't make any sense, because there was plenty of times that I got hit right on my knee and it was very painful, and I probably could have used the pad there. But yeah, it's one of those trends that I can't explain it, but it is what it is.
You know, it just looks, see, there's Hayden Mallory. He's got some knee pad. Yeah, he's covered up, but there are a lot of players, especially when you look at the skilled players, the wide receivers, the cornerbacks. Those pants are not very long at all. And there's a look at Wyatt Stroud, the quarterback for the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds, who had a great first half, 4 of 6 for 102 yards. Also ran the ball for 48 yards. Their leading rusher as well through the first half. Now it looks as though we're just about ready to go here, as Tyler Vargas will come out, set the tee down. We can't miss that one. Dayglow green for Vargas. We had a game I did a couple of weeks ago, where on the second half kickoff, nobody went out and picked up the tee. The tee stayed on the field for about 3 plays before somebody, the tee is still out there. We got to go.
You realize what was going on.
But with a Dayglow green, I don't think you're going to miss it. So Vargas will kick off. Southern Arkansas will get the ball to start the third quarter. And if they can put together a scoring drive, can either tie or take the lead. And going back to the goal line is Bender. To the 20. On the loose at the 30. Stiff arm at the 40, and he'll go down there. But a nice return by Kendrick Bender to set up Southern Arkansas in great field position to start the second half as they trail 13-10.
This was a good job, and it looked like they had a return right set up, and he shifted gears right at the very beginning, and really good job setting up Southern Arkansas with great field position coming out of the half.
Jamari Bennett, guy who made a perhaps touchdown saving tackle, holding that to just a 40-yard return. But good field position here. So here comes Hayden Mallory, 10 of 15 for 174 and a touchdown, throwing the ball in the first half. That's where they've had their success. They'll start from their own 40-yard line. Mallory, short roll right, looking to throw right. Down the seam he goes, and it's incomplete at the 35-yard line. And Eastern New Mexico territory looking for Ingram. Tight coverage there by Vicente Walker.
Yeah, good job by Vicente Walker staying home here. This looks like it's a designed throwback. They roll right and have sort of a throwback over, which I don't love the play call here, because that's a really difficult throw for the quarterback, roll right and throw back to your left is a little atypical, but good job on the defense there staying home.
Because of Walker staying, but you almost could have had offensive pass interference there because he got shoved from behind by Ingram. Look there at Johnny Smith, who got shaken up at the end of the first half. Quick little throw to the far hash mark, and it's caught by Ingram this time for a gain of about 6 to the 46-yard line. It will leave the Mule Riders with 3rd down and 4, and Smith looks like he might be ready to go when Eastern will get the ball back in the 3rd quarter. So 3rd down and 4 in the first half. Mule Riders were 3 of 7 on 3rd down. Pistol formation, 6 at the line of scrimmage. They swing it out of the backfield. This is Daniels. He's got running room into Eastern New Mexico territory. It'll be run out of bounds at the 38-yard line, but that's going to be a pickup of 16 yards and a first down, and that's been a very effective play for them. A little pass to Daniels out of the backfield.
It is. We saw this in the first half, and another good job by Hayden Mallory. When they bring pressure like that, they're running man free, but they're bringing a blitz here, and nobody's peeling out with the running back. Nice job by Hayden Mallory just replacing the blitz with the ball.
We have a defender down for Eastern New Mexico right on the sideline, and they'll just back him out of the way and attend to him. But there is Dennis Daniels, and Daniels now with 3 catches, good for 46 yards. They start from the 38-yard line in Eastern New Mexico territory, and they've got Mallory on the run and trip him up for a big loss back near midfield. Big number 97, Rapi Sotoa, making the sack.
And this is tough if you're Hayden Mallory. They get that pressure, and you can tell he wants to throw it away, but he's running to his left, and so he can't turn and throw. He tries to spin out and ends up losing his balance. That's a big play for Eastern New Mexico to set them back quite a bit.
The 290-pounder comes down on your Achilles. That'll knock you off your feet in a hurry.
Yes, it will.
Ball back near midfield. Going to be 2nd down and 21. Put him at the 49-yard line. The loss of 11 on the sack. Mallory to throw on 2nd and long, drops it off underneath, and Bender can't bring it in at the 45-yard line. Well covered there by Connor Sosa. Now it'll be 3rd and long. So a promising drive, now in trouble for Southern Arkansas, Taylor.
Yeah, it is, and that ball right there, just he's stepping up in the pocket and a little bit low here. It would have been nice to pick that up. It would have, got them in. Still 3rd and long, but closer to 3rd and 10. And so, again, 3rd and 21. I promise there's not a lot of plays on the offensive coordinator's play sheet here. And see if they can get any of this back. And unlikely they're going to be in field goal range, but let's see how much they can pick up here.
Pistol formation with 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Small out the farthest. Mallory going to run a little toss for Dennis. And Dennis is not going to go very far. He'll get 2, maybe 3 yards to the 46-yard line. Or he'll be spun down there. Tackle made
by number 26, Daniels.
By number 39, and that is Zarian Meander.
Number 56, Jamari Bennett.
And a 3-yard pickup will leave it 4th down and 18 in a punting situation.
And like you said, a good job by Eastern New Mexico. It looked like Southern Arkansas really had something going there at the beginning of that drive, but that sack on Hayden Mallory set them back, and it's a good job getting off the field and getting your offense the ball again.
Now Kendaleon pin the Greyhounds deep. He'll get it to the 9-yard line. Fair catch signaled for by Manyweather there. A 35-yard punt, but well placed inside the 20-yard line, inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So after 1 first down, things went awry for Southern Arkansas, and Eastern New Mexico will get the ball back, protecting a 3-point lead. 11:54 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Wyatt Stroud will lead out the Greyhound offense. So look there at Kelly Lee, the head coach and offensive coordinator. See if they can get Paul Terry going. Terry wearing number 1 after jersey number 6 was damaged in the first half. Running in motion out to the end of the formation was Johnny Smith, and now he's coming back. He had nowhere else to go. Stroud still barking instructions. And give it to Terry on the straight ahead dive, and he'll get 2, maybe 3 yards across the 10, close to the 12-yard line. Big number 99, Antonio Washington, in on the first play. And he's chomping at the bit after having to sit on the sidelines for the first half, having to sit out because of a targeting penalty in their final game of the regular season.
Yeah, and one of the things you and I talked about off air to watch with the triple option team is when they use motion, they're actually using motion to see if there's a shift in the D-line and the linebackers to see if they can change up the leverage point for this play.
A little short toss, but in trouble on the edge and being thrown for a loss is Johnny Smith. Well played on the edge by number 37, Lamontrick Turner. Turner saw that one all the way.
We called his name in the first half for the exact same thing. Being able to shed a block on the perimeter and go make a tackle, that's one of the keys that we've talked about to slowing down the triple option.
So after the loss, it's going to be 3rd down and long here for the Greyhounds, who haven't done much offensively since their first 2 possessions of the ball game. Ball back at the 8-yard line. They need to get to the 19. In trouble is Stroud. He'll drop it off to Smith. And Smith is gobbled up by 3 white shirts at the 11-yard line. Only a gain of 3 leaves them well short. And there's that pent-up energy. Washington leading the charge on the tackle there, and it's going to be a punting situation for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, and this is a great job by Southern Arkansas. It feels like they've come out with a lot of urgency on defense in this second half. They look fast, flying around, and force a 3-and-out to get their offense the ball.
And getting their stud defensive lineman on the field probably doesn't hurt that
Absolutely.
at all either. So another punting situation here for Tyler Vargas. He'll punt it away to Michael Small, who'll be standing near the midfield stripe. Vargas needs a good one. Lowen bobbles the snap. He's in trouble. Oh, he got it out of there. Amazing. Hits at the 45 and takes a good roll into Southern territory. And it'll be down at about the 42. Tyler Vargas somehow found some daylight to kick that one away. Watch this low snap here. Skipped to him. Couldn't get it. Found an opening. Got it out of there. 13-10. Eastern New Mexico still leads the Heritage Bowl here in the 3rd.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
1st and 10 for the Mule Riders for their own 43-yard line, a 13-10 ball game. Each team has had the ball once here in the 3rd quarter and has had to punt it away. Man in motion is Small, give it straight ahead running play, and got some running room this time over the right side. Nice little burst for Sir Charles Perkins. Nearly a 10-yard pickup for the redshirt senior from Pittsburgh, Texas.
And that's what we have waited to see really all day from Southern Arkansas, is that downhill rushing attack. Good job picking up 8 tough physical yards there. And one of the things we talked about coming out of half is, can they pick up that run game and get back to a little more balance?
Gain goes into Eastern New Mexico territory at the 49-yard line after the 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2, right where they want to be. And same play only to the left side this time. And Perkins again will pick up the 1st down as he gets inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Southern Arkansas establishing that physical presence in this second half. We're seeing a lot better push up front from them than we did in that first half.
A little bit of over pursuit by the defense you saw in the replay from the end zone shot there. Perkins picked up 571 yards during the regular season, 5 touchdowns. Same play again. Oh, they stopped it that time. Coming off the corner, and that is Vicente Walker. And boy, has he been a thorn in the side of Southern Arkansas's defense. He's made a number of plays so far in the game.
Yeah, and if you're going to run this sort of delayed handoff as you've got somebody coming in motion, you've got to make sure that you got that perimeter set. They don't pick him up off the edge completely unblocked, and really nice play there.
A good play calling there by the offensive coordinator, Landon Keppel, the son of Bill. You know, they hadn't stopped this straight ahead run for the first 2 times. I'm going to keep going until they do. Lost a yard. Now it's a toss play to Perkins. Cutback got to the 40 to the 39-yard line before he'll go down there. Lifting him up is Rapi Sotoa.
Perkins once again on the carry. Tackle made by number 97, Rapi Sotoa.
Nice little cutback by Perkins to get to the 39-yard line. Pick up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Might be 4-down territory. They trail by 3 here midway through the 3rd quarter of the 2019 Heritage Bowl. Fake the toss. Throws over the head of the intended receiver, looking for the tight end. Right, and overthrew him. But good tough coverage there on the play by Colby Russ.
Yeah, and he also had Jaden Parrish in the flat here. I thought he may just dump it off to him, but again, a good job by Eastern New Mexico. You know, really both of these defenses in the second half are have played well and are forcing these 3rd and longs that we've talked about that are so important for both of these defenses.
Now it's 4th and long. And on 4th down during the season, the Old Riders were 6 of 13. They're going to try it here on 4th and 7 from the 39-yard line. 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. That's where Mallory looks. Over the middle he goes, and incomplete, looking for Ingram. And Ingram slams the turf, saying, I should have had that one. That would have been a 1st down had he caught it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, ball is a little bit low from Hayden Mallory, but you know, these are the ones that as a quarterback, you got to hope that your guy Michael Ingram here can make a play for you. Even though the ball is a little bit low, 89 knows he should definitely have caught this one.
You can see why he was upset. So the ball goes over on downs to Eastern New Mexico. The Greyhounds have not been Greyhounds since the 1st quarter. They were Greyhounds in the 1st quarter, but here in the 2nd quarter and 3rd quarter so far, they've had a hard time getting the offense on track. Handoff over the right side for Terry will net them 3, maybe 4 yards. They'll put him down at the 42 for a 3-yard pickup.
And 3 yards in the option offense is a win, and that's how they stay on schedule, is pick up 3 or 4 yards, gives them a little more flexibility in their 2nd down play calling.
See Terry behind Wyatt Strand. Manny Weather on the wing on the right side. He goes in motion. They'll give it to Terry. Bounced off 1. Keeps the feet moving and got to midfield for a 1st down. One of the best runs of the game so far for Paul Terry.
They got the ball to him extremely quickly. I mean, it looked like he took the ball almost as fast as Wyatt Strand got the ball from the center. But nice job by Paul Terry. Looks like they're really trying to get him going in this 2nd half.
We talked about that a little bit. Only 42 yards in the 1st half for a guy who consistently racks up 150 or more. From midfield, 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Blitz coming, give it to Terry again. Can't get away this time. Nice tackle in the slot. Damani Boyd got the ankles and took Paul Terry down after a gain of just 1.
Yeah, really nice play by Damani Boyd. Looked like Paul Terry was about to bounce this. maybe had, yeah, it looked like he had a lead blocker in front of him. He really could have extended this play and done some damage, but nice job by Damani Boyd to cut that down and limit this and make it a 3rd and long here.
It was Smith, the wingback, who had the chance to bring him down. 2nd down and 9 from the 49. See how close the fullback is. That's why you can get that quick handoff. They didn't give it to him that time. And Stroud goes to the deck. Antonio Washington, who's trying to make his presence felt here in the 2nd half after missing the 1st half. Big guy, 6'1", 274 from Marshall, Texas.
And this is tough to tell if this is just a misread. In my mind, this looks like a misread that probably should have handed this off on the dive. And like you said, a really nice job there by Antonio Washington for a big tackle for loss.
Now it's 3rd down and 12 from back at the 48-yard line in eastern New Mexico territory. And Strand is going to throw. Far sideline. Oh, nice deflection to break it up. The man was open, had a stride, and reaching out at the last minute. Malik Preston. We've seen him blitz a lot, but how about that for coverage?
I mean, that's really impressive by Malik Preston because he is actually beat originally. His man gets behind him. He does such a good job recovering here and extends that right arm out just at the last second. That's what they're taught. When that receiver extends their hands out, you just put your hand right in front of where they are. Really, really nice job there by Malik Preston to recover and make that pass break up.
Johnny Smith was the intended receiver, and he was open. But a great defensive play by Preston. Now a punting situation once again for Tyler Vargas. Better snap this time. And he'll kick it out of there, waving for the fair catch and making it right at the 20-yard line is Malik Small. So back and forth we go here in the 3rd quarter. No change in the score. Just like we were at the break, it's still Eastern New Mexico by 3 in the 2019 Heritage Bowl.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
13-10 Eastern New Mexico here. 4:55 to play in the 3rd quarter on 1st and 10 for Southern Arkansas. Pass broken up, looking for Bender. And the play was broken up on defense by Connor Sosa.
Nice job by Connor Sosa there at the last second to get a hand in here and break that up.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Hayden Mallory now 12 of 22, for just 2 of 7 here in the 2nd half for 196 and a touchdown.
And that's as a quarterback where you want to see Kendrick Bender, number 2, come back to the ball a little bit to make that catch, not let the DB get a hand in there to deflect it.
On 2nd down, swinging out of the backfield, catching on the run and being thrown out of bounds is Cordavian Washington.
Mallory's pass is completed to number 20, Washington.
Over there quickly to make the stop. was Lamontrick Turner. Huval from the middle linebacker spot going all the way out there for that tackle.
That was a nice job by Lamontrick Turner rallying to the ball. But again, what we've seen from this offense from Southern Arkansas is they've really isolated, hey, we're going to throw to these running backs once they get out of the backfield, because the Eastern New Mexico linebackers aren't getting there quite as fast. And even though that one was covered well, they still pick up 7 yards.
3rd down and 3. And nothing doing. Boy, the defense was all over that particular play, led by big number 94, and that is Rakeem Hatchett. 6'1", 290 out of Lubbock.
And this is the second time we've seen Southern Arkansas brings a man in motion, and Eastern New Mexico's answer to that is whoever was covering the man in motion is just going to, instead of going with the receiver, they're going to blitz off the edge. Southern Arkansas is going to have some sort of answer for that, because that's twice now that they've disrupted a run play because there was nobody off of the edge.
Punting situation once again for Alfonso De Leon on 4th down and 6 from the 24. De Leon gets a good snap from center and kicks this one away. Waving for and making the fair catch at the 38-yard line is Justin Manyweather. And that is where the Greyhounds will take it, still protecting a 3-point lead with 3.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. It's the 2019 Heritage Bowl from Corsicana, Texas.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
3.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We've had no score in period number 3. 13-10. Eastern New Mexico with the lead and the ball starting at their own 39-yard line. And they got Paul Terry on the run across midfield and into Southern Arkansas territory near the 47-yard line as Terry rumbles for 14.
Yeah, quarterback spins out, a little delayed handoff here. Get it to Paul Terry in space, and nice job picking up another 1st down, and I know that this is still a priority for them to get him going.
And if you get option number 1 of the triple option going, it just opens up so much more of your offense. Nice little pitch by Stroud, and on the wing, pitching it out to Johnny Smith, and there'll be another 1st down run for the Greyhounds.
This feels like the option attack that we saw in the 1st quarter, where getting it going with the dive play, doing a good job getting Wyatt Strand on the edge, and see if they can continue to sustain the success they've had on these first 2 plays of this drive.
Johnny Smith, senior out of El Paso Andrus. They got the ball down at the 34-yard line after a 14-yard pickup. So back-to-back 14-yard gains. Here goes Smith in motion. This time they give it to Terry. Got a little seam, and he goes inside the 30 to the 29. And that's going to be a 5-yard pickup. Preston, one of those at the bottom of the pile, but suddenly this Paul Terry looks a little bit more energized than he did in the second quarter. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And this offensive line for Eastern New Mexico on this drive has come out and really done a good job setting the tempo. All three of these, they've gotten really good push on the first 3 plays of this drive.
One of the keys for Kelly Lee and his offense is to win on first down and get a good gain and get things going in a positive direction. They didn't do that in the second quarter, but starting to see it here. Delayed blitz went right by the handoff, and breaking free is Terry inside the 20 and down to near the 10-yard line. Oh my goodness, that blitz went right by. That was incredible.
And that was Malik Preston again getting into the backfield. And just like we've talked about, it is so important if you get a chance for a negative play, sure up the tackling, because this is where you see with a running back like Paul Terry, if you give him multiple opportunities, he's going to make you pay.
18-yard pickup to the 11-yard line, and we get a jump on the line of scrimmage. Bailey Adair, number 77, is the guy who moved, but he was saying he was enticed by the Southern Arkansas defensive lineman. And he was enticed by Antonio Washington jumping first. There you see Washington definitely through the neutral zone. Didn't make contact, but he drew the move from Adair, the guard, and gets him a free 5 yards down to the 6-yard line.
And we wondered how long it was going to take Eastern New Mexico to change up the snap count and mix up the snap count, because obviously Southern was jumping on that.
And here comes Stroud keeping the ball, gets to the 1-yard line before he'll be brought down. Wyatt Stroud picking up 5 there. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Greyhounds.
This is one of the things that I like about Wyatt Stroud is when he gets to this point right here, you can tell he's made up his mind. He's going to stick his nose down and try to get whatever he can get. That's the worst thing you can have as a option quarterback, is to be indecisive. It looks like he may be a little banged up here.
Gimpy on the right ankle, it appears. Ball at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Greyhounds, trying to stretch their 3-point lead. Maneuvering the offense into place. 4-man front with 2 linebackers up tight. Give it to Terry, and Terry's in again for his 3rd touchdown of the ball game. Paul Terry finds a seam on the left side and dives into the end zone for a touchdown, and it's now a 19-10 lead for Eastern New Mexico.
Impressive drive by Eastern New Mexico there to answer. Offense had really stalled for all of the second quarter and most of the third quarter to this point, but a nice job coming back. This felt a lot more balanced with their option attack, mixing the ball up, and we saw Paul Terry. This is sort of what we expected from him coming into the game. It's a nice job by them.
6-play drive, and Terry had the ball for 4 of those 6 plays. Now the point after try by Vargas. He's up and through. And a new score with 55 seconds left here in the third quarter is Eastern New Mexico 20 and Southern Arkansas 10. A 6-play, 61-yard drive took 2 minutes and 36 seconds, featured mostly by Paul Terry.
And a lot of that you can attribute to the Eastern New Mexico offensive line. It felt like every one of those plays, they had good push. The only time we really saw any disruption to the backfield was Malik Preston timing up the snap count again. And look for that moving forward in the rest of this game for Eastern New Mexico to mix up the snap count. We saw them get a draw on offsides, but it's been clear that really anytime they bring one of those wings in motion, that's sort of the trigger for Southern Arkansas to time up that blitz. And don't be surprised if we see, a little more of the mixing up of the snap count by Eastern New Mexico to try and draw them off sides a bit more.
If they've got your number down, and Preston certainly had, because boy, he was, he's been in the backfield a number of times in the ball game. You got to do something to change it up, as you mentioned. And Paul Terry, we talked about 42 yards in the first half, up to 98 yards in the ball game on 20 carries and 3 touchdowns. So that means he's got 56 yards here just in the third quarter alone. See Kelly Lee getting congratulations from one of the young ball boys on the side, and probably taking a big deep breath of relief, saying, finally I got an offensive drive going after the first quarter.
Yeah, and this is obviously something that having that score in the second half to feel like they get back on schedule is obviously important. See if they can force a quick 3-and-out here.
Vargas's kick taken by Bender at the 3-yard line. He's across the 35 and out near the 38-yard line, or he'll be brought down there. A tackle on special teams by Charles County.
That's the second strong return we've seen from Bender there, getting all the way out almost to the 40-yard line here.
Just 49 seconds. 47 seconds now left here in period number 3. Been a defensive struggle until that last drive of 61 yards for the only points of the third quarter for Eastern New Mexico that stretched their lead back out to 10. You should take a look at quarterback Hayden Mallory. Mallory 13 of 23, 203 yards in his score. But just 23 yards rushing so far in the ball game for Southern Arkansas. Mallory's going to pass. Throws underneath, broken up. Looking for the fullback, Parrish. And on the spot is the middle linebacker, Huval. It'll be second down and 10.
This is good tight coverage by Lamontrick Huval, and they run formation into the boundary, which really doesn't leave you a lot of options because everything's so condensed, but really a nice job there by number 18, Lamontrick Huval.
You know, Parrish, the guy who caught the big play touchdown in the first half for them, more of an H-back type than the fullback in their formations. Mallory throws near sideline, diving attempt by Bender. Did he get it? No, incomplete. Couldn't quite come back to the ball in time. Closest defender on the play was Connor Sosa. It's going to be third down and 10 now for the Mule Riders.
And it looked like the defender, I don't know, fell down or was pushed, but Eastern New Mexico lucky that this one didn't end up being completed. But and we see here again some of the struggles for Southern Arkansas on offense come from another third and long here.
Bring Obi Jones in as another wide receiver and take out Parrish, the H-back type. So they'll go 4 wides on this play. Third down and 10 from their own 38-yard line. 36 seconds left here in the third quarter. Mule Riders trail by 10. Mallory's in trouble, looking for some place to go, and now just throws on the run. Incomplete. Jones, the closest guy to the ball, but that was really more to get rid of the ball and save yardage than anything else.
Yeah, another good job by Eastern New Mexico in coverage, and they're really doing all they can do. Hayden Mallory is to try and extend this play and find somebody downfield, but obviously nobody open, and another quick 3 and out and get the ball back to Eastern New Mexico here.
So it'll be a 3 and out this time, and the Mule Riders have only made 2 first downs here on their 4 possessions in the third quarter. Manny Weather back deep to take the punt from De Leon. Final seconds of the third quarter here. No trouble for De Leon getting this one away. Manny Weather no choice but to signal fair catch between the 23 and the 24-yard line. But the Greyhounds will get the ball back. Just seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Ready to go to period number 4 with a 10-point lead.
And this feels like a pretty important possession in this game, where if you're Southern Arkansas, it sort of felt like the momentum is slipping away from you. If Eastern New Mexico were to go down and score, all of a sudden you're talking about, hey, with an option team, they can bleed a lot of clock quickly, and you don't know how many possessions you're going to get left in this game.
Indeed. Indeed. This could be the turning point of the ball game right here. You get a 3 and out, get the ball back. Southern Arkansas is still in it. Scoring drive here might secure the first ever bowl win for the Greyhounds. Oh, they fumbled the snap, and it's recovered by Southern Arkansas. Washington's got the recovery. They missed the snap handoff between Strand and Terry. And the big break that the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders needed right there.
We haven't seen, we talked about it, it's been a clean game to this point, no turnovers. They struggle with the snap here. Wyatt Strand sort of takes the ball all the way in, and it's not a clean snap, and then not a clean handoff on the dive to Paul Terry. And first turnover of the game.
There it goes.
That's the turning point that Southern Arkansas really needed.
Whether Strand didn't turn far enough away from center or Terry veered a little too far outside for the handoff, he put it on his hip as opposed to in his belly. And just like that, the Mule Riders have the ball back. 12 seconds to play in the third quarter. They trail by 10, but they're almost at the red zone at the 22-yard line. Mallory's going to go for it all on first down, far sideline, and it is incomplete. Looking for Small. Small thought he had it. He's almost going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty call because he spiked the ball when he saw the official wave it off as incomplete.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one didn't get called for unsportsmanlike conduct here, but
let's see.
Looked like.
No, he doesn't have control when the point of the ball hits. The ball can touch the ground if you have it secured. He did not have it secured. That was a good call by the official, and good defense there by Charles County. So Small will go to the sideline for a play and try and recover his composure here. 6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Could be the final play. You never know. Running play for Dennis over the right side, and he'll be brought down. Knifing through there nicely to come up and make the tackle on the play. Colby Russ hold that to a gain of a yard, maybe 2. And that'll do it for period number 3. The only score, a touchdown for Eastern New Mexico to push their lead out to 10. 15 minutes to go here in the 2019 Heritage Bowl from Corsicana, Texas.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
We get ready to start the fourth quarter here at the 2019 Heritage Bowl, Tiger Stadium in Corsicana. Big third down play here for Southern Arkansas. Low throw by Mallory cannot be brought in by Bender. He would have had the first down at the 11-yard line had he been able to catch it. But the low throw by Mallory makes it fourth down now and 9.
Yeah, we see more of that man coverage from Eastern New Mexico, and as a quarterback, when you see man coverage, a lot of times that means you're thrown into tighter windows, and a low throw there from Hayden Mallory. Looks like we're going to get a field goal attempt here to try to cut this to a one-score game.
This will bring on Austin Wilkerson. 14 of 15 on the season, has a 29-yarder in his pocket so far today. Ball back and down, kick on the way. Kick is good. Got the hook on it. The way it started out, I wondered if it was going to come back, but he got it to go through. And so with 5 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter, is now Eastern New Mexico 20 and Southern Arkansas 13. That's a win for Eastern New Mexico's defense. When you turn the ball over at your own 22-yard line and hold them to a field goal, you got to feel good if you're a Greyhound.
Yeah, absolutely. A good job there getting off the field. And like you said, to steal your words, that is a win. And you tell your defense when they come off the field that you're proud of those guys. And if you're Eastern New Mexico's offense, they got a chance to redeem themselves here and try and extend this lead.
So officially a 4-play, 1-yard drive that took 22 seconds on 3 incomplete passes and a field goal try. Well, there was one run, but the run came at the end of the third quarter, so it stopped the clock before it could go any further. So Wilkerson out to kick it away. They've done a pretty good job of keeping Eastern New Mexico hemmed up on kickoffs. They have not had good position. Conversely, the Mule have done a good job returning kicks and setting their offense up in good position when they've had the chance to do so. They put the ball out close to the 40-yard line almost every time. So here's Wilkerson with the long run up. Puts the right foot in it, drives it low, bounding, and it'll be fumbled out of bounds by Johnny Smith at the 12-yard line. Oh, goodness gracious. He's saying, that's my fault.
And that's a gamble there where you could maybe let this go. I mean, this looks like it's going to bounce out of bounds. One more bounce to the left, and that's probably going out. But and again, just like on cue, like you talked about, Eastern New Mexico really on kick return have left themselves long fields almost every time, and they'll do so here again.
So they start at the 13-yard line is where they will spot it. The lead is just 7. But they've been able to get Paul Terry loose here in the second half. Can they keep it going here to start this tough drive? Terry's got the handoff, looking for some place to go, and there is no place to go. Flag comes flying in from the line judge.
On the play.
And it's going to be a hold against the Greyhounds. So do you take a loss of 2, or do you want half the distance penalty and mark them back at the 7? Bailey Adair, the guard, guilty of the hold. They're going to walk it back half the distance, and they'll take him back to about the 7-yard line. Not too many penalties in this ball game for either team, but there's a critical one there. Takes him back to the 7. And makes it first down and about 16. And Strand is going to keep, and he'll get to about the 10-yard line before he'll go down. Preston from the inside out, and Washington teaming up. The two stud defensive players from the D-line and the linebacker position teaming up for that stop.
Yeah, really good job by Malik Preston closing in. Wyatt Strand gets on the edge here and looks like he's got a lane to run, and Malik Preston did a good job rallying to the ball.
Smith was the man in motion. Now he'll go back to his position on the right side of the flex bone setup. Now Manyweather goes in motion. And passing is Strand down the middle he goes. He's got a man at the 40-yard line, and dragged down at the 49 is Johnny Smith. So Smith making up for that bobble on the kickoff with a big completion there of nearly 40 yards.
Really nice job by Johnny Smith. And this is, again, if you're Southern Arkansas, you got to be so disciplined with your eyes and don't let these guys get behind you, because typically if they're going to throw the ball, a lot of times it's going to be a shot play where it's going to be a downfield pass. But nice pitch and catch there from Eastern New Mexico.
Johnny Smith, you see him there, had 12 catches, averaging 13.6 on the season. Picked up 38 on that one. 1st and 10 now for the Greyhounds from their own 48. They fake to Terry, and Stroud goes down, and he had buried in the backfield by Prince Udenzi. Udenzi from Forney, Texas, a redshirt sophomore.
Good answer here after the big play. Good answer for Southern Arkansas. They really had all of that covered up. If you look either from the dive to the quarterback and to the pitch, they had really all of that covered up. That was good assignment football there.
That's what it takes to beat a triple option attack, and that's a 4-yard loss. Back to the 44, 2nd and 14. Give it to Terry, but he is bulldog right as soon as he got the handoff. Got maybe a yard to the 45, and once again Udenzi is the guy quickly across the line of scrimmage.
This one felt like this one should have been a pull. If you look, when you see that defensive tackles, if they get the shoulders turned perpendicular to you, that's sort of where that's one where you want to pull and get on the edge. But I didn't run triple option, so I'm going to give Wyatt Strand the benefit of the doubt here.
So now it's 3rd down and 13. Just 3 of 10 are the Greyhounds on 3rd down in the ball game as Smith goes in motion. And Strand is in trouble, spins away. Unloads down the far sideline, just threw it away. Manyweather was there, but he was well out of bounds when he made the catch. Would have been a first down. It had been in bounds because it was at the 40-yard line. But Stroud just had to get rid of the ball as the pressure was just too much.
Yeah, this is if you're if you're Prince Udenze, this is pretty frustrating because you feel like you've got him dead to rights, and then Wyatt Strand does a complete 360 and gets out of there. But for Southern Arkansas, a good job getting off the field, and with it being a one-score game in the fourth quarter, really nice job getting off and getting the offense the ball again.
Small back to receive the punt from Tyler Vargas. Good snap. Vargas will knock it out of there. Small backpedals to the 16-yard line with a fair catch. And that is where Southern Arkansas will take over. They trail by a score. Fourth quarter action of the 2019 Heritage Bowl from Corsicana, Texas.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
First and 10 for Southern Arkansas. A little pass into the flat for the H-back Parrish, and he'll get across the 20 out near the 22-yard line.
Powers pass completed to number 36, Parrish.
That was a good job by Parrish. Once he makes the catch there, spinning, and actually you'll see if he's, from where he catches the ball, if he's tackled, this isn't going to be much of a gain, but he actually falls forward and picks up another couple yards. And on this drive, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, Southern Arkansas really made them pay in the first half with Dalton Wright and with Jaden Parrish in the middle of the field. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to that on this this drive coming up.
Wright is the tight end at the right side of the line of scrimmage. Little jet sweep to O.B. Jones. Goes to the sideline, cuts back inside, got out near the 30-yard line. He'll have the first down before Arsenault finally runs him down. But a nice carry of 8 or 9 yards for O.B. Jones on the jet sweep.
It's a good play. Obviously, he can't get the perimeter where the play is designed, so a good job on the cutback. And you notice on those jet sweeps where they're tossing the ball up in the air, they do that because if that's dropped, it's actually considered an incomplete pass and not a fumble, and so sort of protects you in the play calling. But like you said, a nice run by O.B. Jones.
Yeah, rather than just stretch the handout and let him take it as a pure handout, you just do that little mini toss, and that will save you from losing yardage many a time. At the 29-yard line, first and 10. Dennis goes in motion, empty the backfield. 4 receivers to the top of the formation against the 4-man rush. Look out, they've got him inside the 15-yard line. Rakeem Hatchett and Mason Richards team up to make the sack.
And you see Hayden Mallory here try to spin out. This is that's the risk you run. If the defensive end hasn't gotten that far upfield, it's not that difficult for them to just extend upfield, and that's exactly what you saw, able to get a big sack there and force all the way back to a 2nd and 25 here.
15-yard loss on the sack. Richards picking up his 2nd sack of the ball game. Now just a three-man front shown by the Greyhounds on this second and a long way to go. Swing it out of the backfield and dropped at the 10-yard line. Sir Charles Perkins trying to look upfield before he secured the football. And now it's going to be third down and a mile for the Mule Riders.
Yeah, see more of the getting the ball to the back out of the backfield, and I think really would have had an opportunity to make one guy miss and pick up a lot of this back from the sack yardage. But now again, you know, 3rd and 25. We'll see what they come up with here, and really just try to give yourself a little more breathing room and get some of that field position back.
Dennis Daniels will be the back. As Perkins takes a seat after dropping that ball. Daniels will go into the pistol formation here against a three-man front. Delayed handoff. He'll get about 5 yards back as he gets across the 15 to the 17 or 18-yard line. But not much doing there. All set up by the sack by Mason Richards. Give the ball back to the Greyhounds, protecting their 7-point lead.
And if you're Southern Arkansas, you're getting into the stretch of the game now. You run the risk of maybe only getting 1 or 2 more possessions with a team like Eastern New Mexico that can really bleed clock over a sustained drive with that triple option attack. And so this is going to be really paramount on this next drive to try and get a quick 3 and out and get your offense back out there before this one gets away from you.
Manyweather back to receive the kick. A little wobbler off the side of the foot. Low line drive. Manyweather takes it to 45. Spun away from 1. Got to the sideline. And he'll get across the midfield stripe into Southern Arkansas territory. And that is where the Greyhounds will have the ball when we return. In the 4th quarter, 7-point lead for Eastern New Mexico's Greyhounds in the Heritage Bowl.
Nothing beats a day on the course. At the Oaks, members and recreational players alike enjoy the fun, casual atmosphere on our expertly maintained 9-hole course. The course is full of exciting holes welcoming players of all skill levels. Want to perfect your swing? Grab a bucket and hit your fill over on our driving range. Whether you've spent a day on the links or just want a night out, we invite you to join us at the Moon Tower for some live music and a delicious meal in our dining room, or on our beautiful outdoor patio. You won't be disappointed. From chip shots to appetizers, long drives to new clubs and drinks with friends, the Oaks Golf Course is the place for you.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Back here at Tiger Stadium in Corsicana, Texas, in front of a crowd of over 1,500 watching the 3rd Heritage Bowl. Eastern New Mexico with a 20-13 lead and the football. Handoff for Terry, and grabbed by the jersey and thrown down. The ball came out. Preston was the guy who threw him to the turf. Now, is it going to be ruled a fumble? It is. And it's Washington who comes away with the ball. That's the 2nd turnover here in the 2nd half for the Greyhounds.
And right on cue if you're Southern Arkansas. I mean, this is exactly what you needed at midfield. Need something to get a spark going, flip the field for you, and this is exactly what they need to try and cut back into this lead and tie the ball game up.
You see Preston spinning him around by the jersey, and I guess the ball is starting to come out before he hits the turf with it. And there is big number 99 to fall on top of the present.
Down for the Mule Riders at midfield.
The Christmas coming a little bit early for Antonio Washington. 2 fumble recoveries here in the second half after he had to sit out the first half due to a targeting penalty in his last ball game. So from midfield, Southern Arkansas has got the ball back with 8:47 left. Little toss play. Nothing doing. Huval says, "Excuse me, you are going down to the ground before you get back to the line of scrimmage, Sir Charles Perkins."
And this is interesting because they're running option, but I don't know if this is a miscommunication. They've got the tackle almost shadow blocking, but you're reading number 12, the end there. So I don't know if this was option or if they're just sort of faking it and pitching it out. But either way, a really nice job there by Huval making a nice tackle in space.
Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Back to pass is Mallory. Right sideline, almost intercepted at the 30-yard line. And that's Huval again. He was there on the coverage.
Mallory's pass is broken up by number 18.
And it looked like they were targeting Sir Charles Perkins out of the backfield, and actually lined up in the slot, and they're running that sort of inside fade. Problem was Sir Charles Perkins didn't really get his head around early enough, and they're lucky that this one wasn't intercepted.
You think the parents of Sir Charles Perkins were fans of Charles Barkley? Since he was Sir Charles all the time?
It could be. I love the name.
So now it's 3rd down and long for the Mule Riders. Throwing is Mallory. Broken up. Intended for Bender. The man on the coverage was Sosa.
For number 2, Bender. It's 4th down.
It'll be 4th down coming up. Watch this again.
And we talked about, should have had that one. He's going to be kicking himself when he sees that one on tape. But we talked about, what was the answer going to be for both of these teams. And what we've seen from Eastern New Mexico is they've said, you know what, we're going to run man in these passing scenarios. And what that tells me is, hey, we think our DBs are just better than your receivers because we're going to man them up, and we don't think you're going to be able to create separation. That's what, as a quarterback, you're taught is, hey, they think that we're not going to be able to throw into these tight windows. And so far in this second half, they're really right because a lot of the passing game's really stalled.
De Leon with a high spiraling kick. Fair catch called for at the 13-yard line and made there by Manyweather after a 36-yard punt. So they got a fumble at midfield but couldn't do anything with it. Eastern New Mexico maintains their 7-point lead here in the Heritage Bowl.
What does community mean to you? At Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, it means serving our neighbors. It means partnering with local businesses and organizations. It means exceptional service and a friendly face. It means growing to better serve our fellow Texans.
That's my community.
My community.
My community.
My community.
My bank.
Community National Bank and Trust of Texas, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Art, culture, and entertainment thrive in Corsicana, Texas. From community events, museums, festivals, and more, there's always something to do and new to discover. Our Parks Department keeps recreational spaces clean and accessible. The Richland Chambers Reservoir is a stunning 44,000-acre lake used for fishing, boating, and relaxation. Corsicana is also home to the Cook Center Planetarium, which offers many educational programs. Both the Warehouse Living Arts Center and the Pierce Museum at Navarra College feature collections covering a wide range of historical events and interest. The Downtown Arts District is a must-see home to the historic Palace Theater that presents world-class entertainment. For time with the family, join us for community events in the historic Downtown District. Derrick Days, the Great Pumpkin Patch, and the Freedom Festival are some of our favorites. In Corsicana, the adventure and fun never end.
8:02 left here in the ball game. Eastern New Mexico clinging to a 7-point lead. They have the football. Running play on first down. And the keeper from the quarterback, Wyatt Strand, will pick up about 3 to the 16-yard line.
And if you're Eastern New Mexico, this is really where you can ice the football game. A long, sustained drive. You take off 5 or 6 minutes that ends in a touchdown, and you've probably put the game away here. That's likely what, that's the narrative that you tell your team going onto the field is, hey, let's get some points here, burn a lot of the clock off, and get out of here with a win.
Any kind of score to make it a 2-score game will be definitely in their advantage. Quick handoff to the fullback, Terry. He'll dance to the outside. He's got the 25, and he'll be spun down at about the 28 or 29-yard line. Throwing him down to the ground there was Anye Owupubo.
And obviously Paul Terry's in this last game of the season wants some redemption from that fumble a second ago. Really nice job there in open space, creating a play and getting another first down.
Double-digit run there as he gets out to the 28-yard line. I think the 29-yard line, so give him 14 on that play. Now you just want to milk the clock. Take your time, take those 40 seconds off before you snap it. Get 35 at least in the bank. Quick handoff again to Terry, and this time he's met immediately and brought down for just a 1-yard gain. And Preston again jumps off the bottom of the stack. He has really done a great job of trying to bottle up the fullback Terry. They've gotten him loose a little bit here in the second half, but he's really been a thorn in that fullback dive run.
He has, and I'm surprised to see Eastern New Mexico stick with the fullback dive there, with Southern Arkansas really bringing pressure right up the middle on that one. And they're showing it again here with these 2 linebackers filling these gaps on either side of the nose tackle.
Iggy and Preston 31 and 46. You see them there in the middle. 2nd down and 9. Little toss sweep. They got Johnny Smith on the run, but a nice open field tackle on the far sideline there, made by Lorenzo Watkins. So we'll hold that to a short gain. Looked like that could have gone for more.
Yeah, like you said, this is a nice play by Lorenzo Watkins in space, and I like the play call here. With obviously Southern Arkansas's answer is, hey, we know they're going to run the ball here late in the 4th quarter. They're stacking the box, and we're seeing 8 guys in the box right now. So Eastern New Mexico getting the ball on the perimeter, but again, a nice play by Lorenzo Watkins making a tackle in space.
Now it's 3rd down and 6 on 3rd down. Just 3 of 11 for the Greyhounds in the ball game. They could really use number 4 here. Try and take more time off the clock and salt away a win, perhaps. Fake the dive, pressure coming, and the sack is made. And once again, it's Damani Boyd who gets in there for the sack, taking Strand back for a loss.
And this is the 2nd time they've had a interior defensive lineman get loose, and Paul Terry, the running back, is standing there as the last line of defense, and that's not what he is on scholarship to do. And obviously a nice play there, and get the ball back in your offense's hands.
So Vargas will have to kick it away. Punts have been somewhat of an adventure. The snaps have been. And Vargas has done a great job of eluding everything and covering everything up and getting the ball away each time it's been snapped to him. There's Michael Small back to receive. He'll backpedal and let it go over his shoulder at the 25. Take an Eastern New Mexico roll down to the 18-yard line. Great kick by Vargas to stretch the field and make it harder for the Mule Riders, who are down by 7 with 4:17 left in the ball game.
And for Southern Arkansas, this really might be your last opportunity of the game. And if you can come down and get a touchdown here, obviously this is the time to do it, because you don't know if you get the ball back in Eastern New Mexico's hands, they might just bleed the clock out. And so the passing game in the second half of Southern Arkansas has really sputtered. That man defense, the man-free defense that we've seen from Eastern New Mexico, sort of stifled the passing attack. Let's see if they come up with anything creative. Got a long field to move through here, and they've got to get points on this drive.
So let's see what Hayden Mallory and company will dial up starting from their own 18-yard line. They need a touchdown. Under pressure, going to run. He'll get maybe a yard out to the 19-yard line before it'll be brought down by Jamar Claiborne. But good coverage in the secondary forced Mallory to pull it down and run.
I think we've got a penalty of some sort up at the top of the screen.
Personal foul, face mask, Eastern New Mexico, number 23.
Ooh.
Penalty, automatic, first down.
It's on Vicente Walker, the defensive back. So somewhere in coverage, he must have reached out and hooked a face mask. And that'll give Southern Arkansas a little bit of breathing room with a 15-yard walk-off out to the 33-yard line. And a new set of downs with 4:11 to play in the game. Two receivers to either side. On first down, Mallory back to pass, throwing far sideline, incomplete. Looking for O.B. Jones. There's the flag coming in. We might have a pass interference call against Walker. There could be back-to-back penalties against Walker. But now the question is, the ball is out of bounds. Was it catchable? And do you want to call this holding or pass interference? If it's interference, it could stand.
Pass interference. Eastern New Mexico. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
This is a tough drive for Vicente Walker. Back-to-back penalties there.
He's played so well up until these last two plays.
He really has, and this is really just not playing the football. He runs his guy out of bounds, and you're right. I don't think this ball ultimately is catchable, but you got to give him an opportunity. And so I agree that this one stands. Clearly PI there, but Vicente Walker with back-to-back penalties, and like you said, that's atypical for what we've seen from him today.
That's 33 yards for Southern Arkansas. So now they're up at the 48-yard line. Mallory in trouble, spins away from Arsenault's rush, throws on the run, and it's incomplete on the sideline. Bender, the intended receiver there, and Connor Sosa on the coverage. But once again, great pressure from Quincy Arsenault, forcing him out of the pocket to throw on the run.
Yeah, really impressed today with Eastern New Mexico's ability to get pressure with 4. They haven't had to blitz hardly at all. Their blitz packages have been really simple, but we've seen time and again Hayden Mallory's had to escape the pocket, and it's not because of anything complex. It's really just Eastern New Mexico's pass rush with the starting 4 defensive linemen have really gotten after them today.
As efficient as Hayden Mallory was throwing the ball in the first half, he's been inefficient here in the second half. But a big completion to Micah Small inside the 30-yard line before he'll be run out of bounds there by Charles County.
This is a good job both by Hayden Mallory and by Micah Small. They run a corner route here, and he flattens it where it almost ends up like a deep out, and that's a really nice job by Hayden Mallory. We used to call it throw him open, throw to the part of the field that is unoccupied, and sort of flatten that route out. Good job by Micah Small and Hayden Mallory being on the same page there.
25-yard pickup now to the 27-yard line in Eastern New Mexico territory. As they start to encroach on the red zone, they need a touchdown. Clock moving with 3:15 left in the game. Mallory back to pass. Throwing on the run, broken up at the 20-yard line. Looking for O.B. Jones, but Vicente Walker, who had those 2 penalties to start this drive, with a good break up there.
And this is a good job. This is almost picked off by Lamontrick Turner, but nice job in coverage there. And again, you see the pressure getting after Hayden Mallory and forcing a 2nd and 10 here.
Quincy Arsenault and Mason Richards, the guys on the end, are doing a good job of beating their blocks on the edges. 3:06 to go, 2nd down and 10. Trail by 7, so you know it's 4-down territory. Field goal does them no good here. Small goes in motion. Throwing that way for Small, over the shoulder catch at the 10-yard line is made. They'll mark him out of bounds where? At the 9? Looks like the 9-yard line for an 18-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and goal.
This is another really nice throw from Hayden Mallory to Micah Small with that fade that sort of flattens out to the numbers. Nice job dropping it in the bucket there for a big completion. That's exactly what they needed to get them really close into scoring position here.
Colby Russ with good coverage on the play, but the ball was just perfectly placed, as Taylor mentioned. Now it's 1st and goal, and I think we're going to get a timeout. Eastern New Mexico here with 2:39 to play, as Kelly Lee will use his first timeout. Try and give his defense a chance to breathe a little bit as they're back on their heels after giving them 30 free yards to start with back-to-back 15-yard penalties.
And we haven't seen, Micah Small's really come on strong in this 4th quarter. That's a guy that we hadn't called his name for a lot of the game, and they've mixed up some of the looks and the ways that they've gotten him the ball, which is what they needed to do, because like we talked about, the passing game had gotten a little bit stale up to this point with a lot of incompletions from Hayden Mallory. And the coverage has also, it hasn't been nearly as tight in this last drive as it was for most of the second half.
Well, in the first half, Mallory was 10 of 15. In the second half, he is 7 of 22. But he's completed 2 of his last 3 throws, and that's got him set up in this 1st and goal situation. Now, since you've been having success throwing the ball, since you had the long field to work with, now that you're down here, now do you try and go to the running game a little bit?
Yeah, I think you mix up what they've really struggled with for most of the day is when they get in the pistol formation, a lot of those stretch zone plays have really not been effective at all. I think figure out a way. The jet sweep is another one that I would go back to because, like we talked about, if they drop the ball, it just counts as an incompletion. But get on the edge, which I think in the run game is really where they've had more success.
1st and goal from the 9. Mule Riders down by 7. See the clock there at 2:39 left in the ball game. Mallory looking to throw inside for Jones, went right through his fingertips. Nearest defender was Walker, but Jones just went gator arms on that one, just yanked him back before that ball went zipping through.
Yeah, and this was a fastball from Hayden Mallory. This has had about all he had on it, and got it a little bit away from his guy. If you're going to put that much heat on it, it really needs to be in the body of the receiver to make it easy on him.
Right through the arm, to the 5-yard line.
Still should have been caught.
With the gloves that receivers wear nowadays, if you touch the ball and on his stick, it's like Velcro. I mean, the receiver gloves are just amazing. 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Pistol formation. In motion is Jones. Mallory going to pitch on the edge for Daniels, and he'll be bumped out of bounds inside. Well, they say the first one out of bounds at the 5. So Daniels picks up 4. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, would have liked to see from Hayden Mallory there. If you're running option, you've got to stress that point of contact. That defensive end that you're reading, you got to run right at him and force him to make a decision. If you slow it down, you give the rest of the defense the opportunity to rally to the ball. And obviously, big play here, 2 downs to get 5 yards.
Mallory rolling right, now looking back to his left. Throwing for the corner of the end zone. Jump ball incomplete. Bender was the intended receiver, and Sosa was there on the coverage, and it's going to be 4th and goal.
This is another good job by Eastern New Mexico. This is another one they roll right, but they're actually looking to target some sort of a throwback. Nice job staying home by the Eastern New Mexico defense.
Sosa never let him get away. So now the play of the game here, perhaps. 4th and goal from the 5. Mule Riders need a touchdown. Daniels the back, going to run the same play. The toss sweep for Daniels. Stood up, leading. Where is he down? The official's going to call him down at the 1-yard line. So close for the Mule Riders. And just enough grit from the Greyhounds to keep him out of pay dirt.
And this is such a good individual effort on the part of Dennis Daniels, but gets all the way down to the 1-foot line, and they're not going to give it to him. But they still have 3 timeouts here, so the game's not over. If they can get a quick stop, they can get the ball back. But you got to give credit to Eastern New Mexico here. This is a really good job bowing up and not allowing them to score. And we got a unsportsmanlike conduct on Micah Small, and we've seen a couple things out of him today that it felt like it might be close to an unsportsmanlike, and they get him there for one.
And he was a little happy dance there from Connor Sosa. Gotta love that. But Micah Small has not been pleased with the officiating here in the second half. He thought he had a touchdown reception. They said no. He thought his running back and teammate Daniels got to the end zone for the tying score, perhaps. The officials said no again. So move the ball out to the 16-yard line with 2:03 left here. Keeping is Strand, and he'll get a couple out to the 18-yard line.
So yeah, pretty straightforward here. We're going to get 3 plays in a row. Southern Arkansas's got all 3 timeouts. They've just got to force 1 3-and-out, get the ball back, and they'll get another shot. But, you know, 1 first down here for Eastern New Mexico, and that ends the game.
I have to wonder what the emotion is like right there in the Southern Arkansas huddle because they were so close to that tying score. Just could not quite get there. You know, the first man up kind of put the bear hug on him. And I believe that was Emilio Rodriguez who got the first clutch on him. And then it was Bessel who came up there and put the last hit and made sure that he didn't quite get to pay dirt. I kept waiting for the official because it was too close for me to call with the naked eye. He's standing there right there on the play, and when he didn't raise the hands, you knew he was just shy of the end zone.
It was, but such a great individual effort. And you're right, for both of these teams. I mean, we've seen tremendous effort from both of them all game. It really has been a hard-fought game and a clean game. Not a lot of penalties and not a lot of turnovers. But if you're Southern Arkansas, you've still got a chance here. Just get 2 more stops and get the ball back.
Gave him maybe a yard out to the 17-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Run the toss around the edge across the 20, across the 25, and that'll be the first down right there out near the 29-yard line. And clutching the ball for dear life, Johnny Smith, for maybe the clinching run of the ball game. 2nd timeout being used now by Southern Arkansas with 1:51 to go.
And that's sort of the answer when you see Southern Arkansas load the box up that much. It really, you know, it makes a lot of sense to just get the ball on the edge and get your playmaker, you know, 2nd leading rusher in all of Division II, Paul Terry, get him on the edge and let him get in space and be a playmaker.
Great block by Tyler Branch on the edge there to free him up for some yardage to get the first down and move the sticks. Now with 1:51 to go, only 1 timeout remaining for Southern Arkansas. So you figure we'll stop here at about 1:45 to go. And that would be 105 seconds, and running 2 more plays off the clock is going to milk 80 of those 105. So it's just about all over for the shout. About all you have to do is take care of the football now.
Yeah, that's what you're stressing in the huddle is they did
had 2 fumbles here in the 2nd half,
and one of which started on a quarterback center exchange. And so definitely driving home the point here. Hey, whatever you do, just take care of the football.
1st and 10 from the 28. Strand is going to keep. He'll be necktied at the 30-yard line by Preston. And that'll be their final timeout, as predicted, with 1:45 to go.
I just want to say before this is all over that Malik Preston has been, I've been so impressed by him in this game. He's been all over the field, plays with a ton of emotion, fundamentally sound. I mean, look at that. That's incredible.
Great energy.
Absolutely. And smart player. The way he was timing up the snap counts for a lot of this game and really disrupting. He had the nice pass breakup on the fade downfield where he made up a lot of ground and got the hand in the last second.
Closing, right.
Really has been all over the field and has had a great individual effort this game.
And you know, Antonio Washington has made his presence felt here in the 2nd half after having sit out the 1st half. And
absolutely,
who knows how this game might have gone had he been on the field for the first 30 minutes, but it was not to be. But take nothing away from this Eastern New Mexico team. Came right out and did what they were supposed to do the first 2 times they've had the ball, and now have really relied on their defense here in the 2nd half. And the defense has made the stand when they have had to preserve the lead. They have never let Southern Arkansas get in front. They took it from the opening jump. It was a 3-point game at the intermission. That is as close as the Mule Riders have been able to come. So now it's 2nd down and 8 from the 30-yard line. Trying to draw him offside. Couldn't do it. See if you can get a couple of free yards here, because you know they're going to try and jump. Send the man in motion, the toss again. Smith will get across the 30 and get busted at the 31, 32-yard line. Making the stop there was Piggy and Udenzi. They team up to squeeze him for a couple of yard gain, but the clock cannot stop now. Boy, did he take a shot right at the chin. Holy cow. That was not a targeting call whatsoever, but he got one right in the chin. That was just a football play. The clock continues to roll here. 3rd down. can't quite get it all down. Send Smith in motion again. This time give it to Terry. And Terry will be brought down after a gain of about a yard or two. Brock Floyd was up from the safety spot. The team along with Bryant Parker. It'll be 4th down now. And this is not guaranteed. The way the snaps have been on punt formations, you don't guarantee anything for Eastern New Mexico getting this away. Vargas has done an outstanding job of making up for all the poor snaps and getting it out of there.
You're exactly right.
We don't have a view of the play clock, so we're not exactly sure how long it'll be before I'm sure that Eastern will burn their second timeout with 1 left on the play clock. And there it is with 16 seconds to play. You see Bill Keppel over there saying, boy, if I ever had a good special teams play, I need one now.
Yeah, and this is where on the punt team you say you don't even worry about covering downfield.
No.
What paramount is just getting this. If you're Eastern New Mexico, just get this off. Punt the ball. Don't worry about anything else.
All you have to do is put it airborne. They have only blocked 1 kick all season. Guess who's got the block?
I'm going to guess it's Malik Preston.
Yes, it is Malik Preston.
I would say I'm surprised, but after watching him today, I mean, really impressed with him today.
No, he has by far been the best defensive player on the field for both teams. You know, Vicente Walker's done a nice job. He had those 2 penalties there on the last possession for Southern Arkansas that almost gave them an opportunity to tie the ball game, but he's been very strong for the Greyhounds. You know, Paul Terry's got 110 yards and 3 scores. Will obviously be your offensive player of the ball game. So now the ball at the 33-yard line. 4th down and 5, 16 seconds to go. And all you want is for the deep snapper, Roop Henry, to get the ball back to Tyler Vargas and for Vargas to get it out of there. Interesting punt formation here. Vargas has got it semi-rugby. He got it in the air. That's all he needed to do is get it in the air. It goes out of bounds at about the 33-yard line in Southern Arkansas territory. 11 seconds left. They've got a chance for maybe 2 plays. They have no timeouts remaining.
Yeah, 2 plays here. And if you're Eastern New Mexico, what you're saying is let them have whatever they want in the middle of the field. Don't worry about that, but protect the sidelines because they're thinking the exact same thing. What you'd like if you're Southern Arkansas is 1 quick completion out of bounds, pick up 10 to 15 yards and get out of bounds. And so on the flip side for Eastern New Mexico, hey, give them whatever they want in the middle of the field. We'll contain that inside of 20, 25 yards in the middle of the field, but do not let them have anything on the sidelines.
3 receivers down at the bottom of the formation. Mallory looking to throw under pressure, throws underneath, little hook and lateral. Looking to do it again. That may be a forward pass.
Yeah, we got the flag there on that one.
And there's another forward pass. And it's recovered by Eastern New Mexico. It used up the entire 11 seconds. And we were supposed to have the play hook and lateral, but they forgot that when you lateral the football, it has to go backwards. But 2 forward passes on the play. But that is going to do it. And what a ball game we have had today here in the 2019 Heritage Bowl in Corsicana, Texas. The Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds lead from start to finish, score on the opening drive of the ball game and never look back, holding off the charge of the Southern Arkansas Mule Riders by a score of 20-13. Been a dandy ball game. Taylor's been a great fun to sit by and watch this thing with you. Glad you could join us. Glad you could join us along the networks for our coverage today. Final score once again, Eastern New Mexico 20 and Southern Arkansas 13. So for my partner, Mr. Taylor over there, Taylor McHague, and all our crew, Tom Franklin saying so long and glad you enjoyed the 2019 Heritage Bowl.
Thanks, Carl.